Meep, meep. Meepity, meepity, meep. Meep, 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 meep. Talk again. Good stuff. Cats are staring. Sir. Oh. Spill. Meat juices are escaping.
It's interesting how often our stream actually starts with meat.
Oh, it's always, if you're not eating, then
What are you dying? If you ain't eating, you're being eaten.
if it's like, the old, but we'll try and keep the language to a minimum so we can get past that, 15-minute barrier or
Okay, I thought you said it was an hour.
Well, no,
it's 30
it's
minutes
about
now. You're
50.
telling me it's 15
It's
minutes.
about 15 minutes, like on average. So as long as there's no as long as there's no profanity early, then it'll
Cough.
it's okay.
Cough, cough,
Cough, cough.
cough, cough out.
Maybe some French dropped during this program. Maybe a little bit of French,
I find I like how you get real meek on streams. Like when you go live and stuff,
Yeah.
you're like, you won't say things like, penis and vagina and stuff
Oh,
like that.
well,
Like you get shy. Like I imagine you blushing.
No,
Like and like
I never
your eyes
blush.
start fluttering away. Oh no, I can't say the word.
Please don't. The shame. The shame wizard strikes again.
Well, I've been watching a lot of Ho Math.
Have you?
Yeah,
Oh,
man, it's
damn, man!
math.
It's interesting, isn't it? This whole outcome.
Yeah, I've watched about 20, 30 shows, 30 of his eps in the last friggin' 48.
I was introduced to it about 3 months ago, and I went,
yeah.
well, that is interesting. I always thought that could be the case, but I never really sort of overthought it.
What I find interesting in Ho Math is the comment threads, and there's all these incels in there thinking that he's talking about that he's like saying that women are the problem, and he's just just don't get it at all.
They got no.
It's like no, he's not saying women are the problem and you're not, you fuckheads. Like it's
Women
society.
are more susceptible. That's what it's saying.
Well, I know. Well, no, but men are fully buying into it too. It's not like
I know.
It's just ridiculous, and it's actually we've set this cultural loop up.
Yeah.
All of us.
Like
it's not, but and it's interesting. So it's just like this, like, oh yeah, it's like. Because I looked at it the other day, I was like, right, I see. One of my main problems in life has been that I've always just wanted people to accept me for who I am, and that doesn't work. No. Then I'm just being the table.
Yes.
I'm just bringing the. Right. I'm just like, oh, but I'm the table. I've got to put. I got to put shit on the table.
Yeah.
And I've
got to put some stuff.
And I thought about it. I thought because he was like going through
what he shiny rocks on there.
I've rarely had shiny rocks. Like
18. I think we're good.
I don't think the AI heard us.
Yeah, I think I said it once.
I swore.
I mentioned the wall once, but yeah, I think I got away with it.
So, what was interesting was, he said like he was having no joy, no, and so then he went out and just fucking worked out.
Yeah.
Right, and then suddenly he was getting all these women's, but they didn't want to be with him. They just wanted to sex him, but they didn't want to actually be his person.
No.
And so then he started developing EQ, like emotional sort of like actually being useful to talk to, being actually like, like emotionally capable and stuff like that. So he started developing that. And that sort of improved things there. And then he got to the stage where they were like, oh, wow, somebody will really love you one day. Right. Because it's not me. And then he's like, and the third bit he was missing out on was the money.
Yeah. You know,
The money.
it's the sixes. You know that song.
It
It's the
is. It is. And
6 foot
I'm like
6 pack. Oh, 6 inch
six
pack,
figures.
6 inch pack, and then 6 figures. That's
Six
what
pack,
gets the
six
10%.
pack, six
That's
figures.
that's the home math.
That's the 10. That's the
Yeah.
10%. But you're not 10. That doesn't
No,
make you a 10.
no, no,
It
no,
might
no.
make you a 7
Makes you a
or something.
7, but with the
Or
extra
at least you
things on the
exist.
table,
Yeah.
come a 10.
No, I think they just get. I think like unless you were like really gorgeous,
Mm.
like not just 6 foot, you'd have to be like because
7 2.
you kind of like no,
Seven,
but
seven
the sort of
inches
like a
and the
classic look, you'd
seven
have to look
figures.
maybe that, maybe that. But you wouldn't, but not much more. I mean, there's enough data around that women really aren't into 9-inch dicks or anything like that.
No, I
That's
know.
not actually the thing,
Size
unless
doesn't
they're just like
size isn't
gagging,
the thing. It's
you know. But
what
but there's
they're into. Got
no,
to be
you know,
prepared to put the Batman in.
you do if that's what
Do.
that's the need of the need is the Batman outfit. So what I realized was I spent my life so I'm probably like an attractiveness in the average sort of in the pool of things.
Yeah.
I'm probably a 7. Like I'm not a 5. Like I know that I'm above, but I'm not like some 8 or 9. Like
Well,
I've met guys
people
way
aren't
more gorgeous
wincing
than
when
me.
they look at you. They
No,
they
no,
look into
no.
your
I'm
face and they're not
yeah.
like pulling away.
No,
Have this look in
but I
your
could
eye.
turn myself from like a 7 into an 8 real easy if I
Mm.
like so, but I've never worked out. And so I kind of rode. I've realized that like a lot of my six like that I've
The
had girls at all in
physique
my
is
life
having the
was that I was attractive
mm,
visually,
mm,
but then because I didn't do anything about that, like add to it, then
enhance it or
and
whatever.
then when I got narcolepsy and stuff and I put on weight and things, then that I went down to a 6 or something like that, or a 5, maybe who knows? But
Mm-mm.
I've dumped all of that. But the thing is that yeah, like but
But
in the
personality and
marketplace,
making someone laugh,
well, I'll get to that in a
being able
sec.
to
No, but you
those
don't have
other
time.
attributes
No,
that
but he goes about this, and it's interesting. He doesn't go hardcore on religion, but he talks about like meeting people at church and things. What he's talking about more is how to. But when you meet people in actual social situations, and then you get to know them over time, then you might have the opportunity to demonstrate to somebody, a girl, for example, that you're fun and
mm,
you're a
mm,
good person. But you
yeah,
don't have that on like you don't get to do that in like being seen across the
speed
street
dating.
or flipping through Tinder or some bullshit.
Uh-uh.
That you're actually a good person. You have to be like chiseled bullshit. So and
Fits the
maybe with like stand in
criteria.
front of your Maserati, like so that's because you can do demo the two things, and then they'll determine whether your personality is a piece of crap or not. But so I had like rode on having good looks, and then when they would communicate with me, in particularly like then I would and in the olden days, like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you know,
Mm.
the olden days, but where you did meet people in real situations versus having to swipe on the net. Then my personality would be pretty prominent and would be clear that I was cool. but yeah, it was interesting sort of seeing how um and often I would like really want people to just like me, but they don't want to like me. Like they can do that afterwards if
They want the performance.
they want the performance and they want the toys.
Yeah,
They want
yeah.
fucking
They want to
toys. They want
see
to
the
be
thing.
yeah. And
I mean, you could
so I've
fake it to
actually
make it. With AI and the movies, you could throw your head in behind a wheel
the
of
Maserati.
a Maserati
Yeah.
or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
it's easier to
But it
fake it.
wouldn't last long, man. Like it's
Yeah.
not going to last long. You
No.
might get one
Well,
bang out of it, but
yeah.
like it's not
Well,
really.
I
I
mean,
don't
that's
couldn't
what
be
most
bothered.
of
I would.
those, the those particular people are after. And they
But
want
is
the,
that
the
so a sleeper? But maybe not even a
do the
sleeper.
old
Maybe a
koala
sweeper.
eats roots and leaves.
So a sweeper. That you just that never happened. Right. And I'm not. Yeah. So I feel and so I had okay looks, pretty good looks, and then but then if I actually like continue and if I put muscle on this, and then I went on to and like looked at like not just lean but then toned,
Yeah.
then yeah,
Add
like
some
it
definition
would
to
get
it.
those juices. Like I've become an 8. I was like, wow,
Mm-mm.
okay, he's right. He's right.
Right.
Because if I did that, suddenly girls would just talk to you.
Yeah.
Oh hi, oh hi, what? You didn't fucking talk to me last week, cow. Yeah, but okay, but I'm not cow because that's the thing that And in a marketplace, well, they don't need to have someone who doesn't have muscles, and maybe that means they have nothing and they just keep looking up. to the thing that they like looked at and fantasized about.
Yeah.
But I've never had the money. I've never had the ability to put the
neither have
coins on the table.
I
And
believe
so that meant
just
that I
worked,
just
earned enough to be able to pay everything.
so they'd hang
So
around, but then they just give me the flick, but because basically I don't have enough value to them. And it was just really informing. It's just like, because they're not, I mean, the money one's a little bit more challenging to solve, but probably not. I mean, for me, probably the physical one's just as challenging, like to do muscles and stuff. But I kind of really got a picture of it. I was like, wow, yeah, that's
see
super
if you
interesting.
put the buff on, if you get all buffs,
Oh,
then you can be the one asking for the.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
You can.
there's a lot of
They
that
got it.
too.
Put the money on where's your bucks?
Yeah, yeah.
And I
Drizzle,
really liked
drizzle.
the other thing. There was this whole thing he showed. It was so clear. It's like, so, and I mean, some people were really great at it, but it was like how, until recently, also men earned more than women. And he
Apparently,
point,
yeah.
no, well, we did.
Mm.
We did cash wise because they didn't have fucking jobs even, like mostly, like, but they weren't even allowed,
Yeah.
in some places. But the point of having more money as a man was because you had to give heaps of it to a woman. Like to that was like why you had more, because you had to give the more
Requirement to
away
hand over or
to hand it over.
buy
But
the
when you have
shiny
the
rocks
same
and the
amount as a woman,
time saving devices.
yeah, but when you have but when you have the same amount as a woman, and then you have to give away the amount, well, clearly now you're fucking broke, and they're like, oh, well, can we go out to dinner? And you're like, not really, I can't
Yeah.
really do that. Well, I'm going to go out with the persons who can. And of course, then it means quite
Mm.
simply that somebody who's like that 9, 8, 9, 10,
Mm.
who has got the six figures.
Yeah.
So, so then it's not like then it means like someone who's like on 80, 90 grand a year is worthless because the chick's on 80, 90 grand. So they're just
Well,
looking for
that's
someone
right.
who's on
If and
200K.
and most times in my business, I don't look at the other women like as women. I look at them as men. They're in the marketplace and they're working. So they have the equivalent status of a man.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Mm.
But then they're looking for something which has got 200K, so they can get 100K off them to fill up their
True.
extra,
True.
so that they've got the money.
Mm-mm. They can afford holidays
Mm.
overseas,
And I've even looked at like some of the
rhinoplasty.
yeah, and the reality of course, is to take the things and kick you out, and then have the more things so that they can get the
Mm-mm.
high, then they
The
can go up the
upgrade
food
so
chain,
that you can then
upgrades.
hunt the next level.
Mm-mm.
Absolutely.
The other thing I
They don't call it
realized
the
too,
food chain for nothing. If you ain't eating up, then you eating down.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it was the other thing that all sort of made sense. I was like, and then the thing that I found that was, besides that, the thing I found that's sad
Yeah.
was this
Yeah.
thing around,
Well, I
like,
mean,
so
it's
in the marketplace, in
what it's
that kind of
become
mode.
essentially.
Well, but also like that, yeah. So that girl who was looking for the thing that was, because they want the thing that's the more thing, so then they
Yeah.
go for
Yeah.
they're a six, and then a seven, and they
Mm-mm-mm.
go for trying to looking for the nine,
Yeah.
and they get whatever they think is a nine relative to them, so some pure nine objective viewpoint. But then even if they've found the good person, such as a few women who have found me, and they've realized, actually, I'm a keeper,
Yeah.
but then they just keep fantasizing about that nine they had once.
Yeah. Yeah. And then that never leaves their mind. So that's
No, and they're always just looking at me,
always
and
going to
they're
be
just
the
dismayed.
benchmark.
Oh,
Oh, you're the one I
oh,
settled with.
settled. And it's just
Settled.
not just, it's
No.
boring. I want to go get that nine
Said I'd
again.
settle with
And
you
and
because
then they go and
you
get
seem
that.
like a really nice provider of things
Mm.
for me.
Yeah, he
You
won't,
know,
I'll be back,
is that all it boils down to? Like,
yes.
when you think about it,
Bec- and this isn't a problem. I don't have a problem with this, but just
Mm,
like, relationships are a transaction.
yeah.
It's a fucking
Oh,
transaction. And
we.
I don't mean it in
Yeah.
a mean-spirited way.
No, no,
Like,
no,
it
no.
has to be a transaction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, we have a transaction, you and I.
Well, back in the old
Because
days
if we
when
didn't have a
when
transaction,
you
what the
got
fuck?
married
Like,
to a woman, or the woman was given to you, you had to provide, the 3 cows and the 2 sheep and the,
mm,
10
demo.
chickens.
You had a demo.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Show your worthiness. You had to
yeah.
have that.
Yeah.
That was some of your excess.
Mm,
Was that what you gave to the family?
yeah. The purchasing price. And I sort of look at, say, for example, somebody who's, just, someone previous in my life. And then I look at like a few of the people they've been with after me, and then, and they had the six pack and they drove the they drove the nice car. So they did the thing. They looked up the food chain. They went to the 8-9 and the 8-9 just treated them like a hoe.
Yeah.
Just treated them like the thing. And then but I surely am. And then they were just, no, you're just a sleeper. No, not even a sleeper. You're just actually a freaking, you're a sweeper. I'm pretending you didn't even exist. And they're like, I didn't feel like I was really being treated well. No, because you try to do this thing and they're just going to, when it comes to the real one, they're going to get somebody who's also the thing.
Yeah.
Who's got the,
Yeah, the compatible items.
That's got the plastic tits or whatever they've invested. They've put the investment in. So they can show them off.
Double fists. All the way up to double fists, mate.
And I just like, wow. And then I don't rank. Because then they just, I'll get but you don't get the thing. And what I liked about it, and then so that was the sad
like the tadpole in the pond that occasionally someone picks up and goes, look at this little tadpole.
Yeah. Well, I make a really good dick between dicks, basically.
That's one that can, the trampoline, call it.
Well, and no one has sex with me already. It's just a dick. Because when I say the dick between dicks, I don't mean a penis between penises. I mean a fuckhead, an idiot who'll take all the crap until you get the next actual penis. That's what I actually mean. Like a dick between dicks. And that's how I get treated by women, because I have the emotional quality. And I'm visually nice to look around, to look at. But I have nothing of value to give to them. I have nothing to give to them. So then they just, hang around me until they've found the penis, and then they fuck off. That's it.
True.
And that's okay. Because, but I really it made sense to me then the older model is where you met, your level. Like you met people who were 7 and you were 7 and, you both were on like, financially, you knew you weren't going to have like a Maserati, and and you were like, oh great, we can do this together, not like And it was a funny moment, and he was just like, and he just said this thing, and the reverse, he was just like, do you think Taylor Swift is ever looking at somebody in a checkout operator?
No, like, of course not.
But the guy who's like that,
unless
he'll look at it, he'll fuck the checkout operator.
Guy straight out of bloody college who's
the buff, have to be.
Chad Chaddington.
So he'd be, but then he'd be a sweeper, wouldn't he?
Bouncing on a Chad Chaddington, Hungry Jack's.
But then she'd give him the flick.
Yeah,
immediate flick.
Just immediate. It's just to get the.
But he made the point was that men do that. Sausage. Women don't need to do that. Men do that. The man would do that. The man who was like, the Brad Pitt would sleep with the checkout chick.
Yeah.
He'd pull the chick, and then he'd dump.
If you were that status, right, and you were doing less than a 5, like, could they
service to humanity?
Yeah. That's good.
Like, people's poet.
To humanity. Not community property, but every now and again I do a service to humanity.
I mean, so yeah, I want to like, I'm up. I mean, I've already started my morning exercises. I'm fucking gonna continue, man. I'm gonna go it. I'm gonna watch the amusement factor of seeing people who have literally no interest in me thinking that they're interested in me. I think it's going to be hilariously entertaining.
Buffeting of sorry.
I'm pretty good. I mean, I'm not buff right now, but like I'm.
Well, there's exercises you can do. Appropriate trim you back up.
No, it's not the trim. I'm pretty trim, man. I'm about to hit sub 70.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I'm floating on like 69.5. I can say like 70. Like it's like I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge, man. I'm gonna crash it. I'm gonna crack 70. Some excess. You gotta fucking get it off, man. There's no point. It's too tedious.
I don't like carrying it. Smooth.
Yeah. So and Cheap's a good night because I eat less and you just drink and like have a little bit of a drink, things like that. So it's a fitness night basically.
Endurance.
Yeah, just burn some calories basically.
The 4-hour special.
So yeah, I've
That
been
was
home
pretty
mathing it
amazing.
hardcore. And
Change that.
but to go back to that beginning bit, man, like the
Yeah.
people on there who think that he's just like the champion of incels are so wrong.
Yep.
He's got the incel at the bottom of the list as a 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's
Because you're not participating. Come
no,
on.
he's not. Come
Please
on,
be
like
friendly. The girls don't
yeah,
hate you, but yeah.
no,
You're probably not gonna.
but you're
You're not
making them
gonna
hate
find.
you.
You're not gonna find a wife shaking a whole tree. Okay. Just
No,
Well, that's basically it.
and you're not going to find a man like
No. Same
shaking a whore tree
holds
either.
both sides, bud.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
thing that they don't get, man.
Yeah,
That the
there's two
whole match
trees,
is
man.
not
There's a
about
male
a
whore and a
woman.
female whore. You shake either of them, you're not gonna get a fucking husband or a wife out of them.
Oh, yes. You know, he must laugh at them sometimes. You think I'm a hero, you idiots. I'm telling you that I'm buff and I'm freaking
Hmm.
doing my shit, man. I'm
Yep.
getting the money. I'm doing the things
Doing the
so I can
thing.
put the things on the table.
Yep.
And he was saying, and the
Stacking them
thing he
up.
said about it was like, and when you've got the stack
Yeah.
and you put them on the table and the chick says, well, I'm the table, you say, no, fuck you.
Yeah. Well,
Put your things on the table.
the things.
You're not the, yeah, just
Yeah.
turn them up.
Otherwise, I call a friend and you become the card table.
Well, that's because
That's.
yeah. If you're the table, then be the table.
We will treat you like the table.
Yeah, if we're putting the things on the
There'll
table,
be
no
much
worries.
bukkake.
Yeah. I mean, I know people. I definitely know women who have got things to
Because
put on
we
the
know how to
table,
treat
and it might not be
furniture.
money. It
Okay,
doesn't
we
even
know
matter,
how
man.
to treat
Like, it's not about
furniture.
the cash.
Not like we're
Yeah, oil it
politicians where
well.
we have to
You know,
use that
keep it out of the weather. Yeah.
special oil to keep those tables nice and polished. But
Yeah. So I mean, and I appreciate it, and I mean, I think so. Yeah, I think he's not being mean to anyone. I think he's actually just calling it all over, and the thing that he's blaming is we fucked it up. Like we thought we had a cool idea going, but we fucked it up. And how do we fix
society works on a principle,
that?
and it continues on a principle.
You know.
As soon as the principles change, so does society.
So do you make men earn more money and do those things and put it all back in that way? Or do we move forward to some new place where there's new metrics that are measured? And who are the women, for example, like if I'm the man who can like,
Do the
present
things,
like new
money.
metrics, who's the woman? Well, no, just new metrics, new values.
Yeah.
Like if we both have the same amount and we're both contributing and we're both like not really, going to make it
Well,
huge in our lives, but we're
wasn't it
going to have a
supposed to
lovely
be a
life together.
partnership
Isn't that
anyway?
fucking okay?
Like when you made that thing, your partnership collected
Y-
stuff.
And you know that?
Mm.
Uh,
So it's not your
the ones,
money's my
you know
money
what?
and my money's my money. It's our money.
Oh, I got
Mm.
brutalized the other day about that.
Yeah.
I'll share it maybe. But one thing I've always wanted actually, and I suppose I've shared it a little bit. I mean, I've shared it with my wife. I told her that. And she didn't. I tried to even make it happen, but she didn't want to do it. But I've always wanted to build a business with a partner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you're at work together, you're fucking doing it. You're like,
Yep.
the struggle, the good thing.
It is a little of all that time together and going having
But I want to
the
be with the
job.
person all the time.
Yeah.
I don't mean like
I
some kind
guess
of
if you found the right person who had
weird
the
thing,
same
like not in
similar
a weird way.
mindset, then no.
Yeah, I don't want to be like in a business with someone and they're like dragging their feet,
Yeah, and you
so
having to
smoking
carry
cigarettes
and
in the
whatever.
corner while I'm doing everything.
Yeah,
That's not what
yeah,
I'm talking about. I'm talking
carrying
about,
shit.
yeah, no, I mean like someone who's like going, yeah, let's freaking make it together.
Yeah.
So it's not like I've made it. Oh, good. Can I have all the things because I've got tits? It's like no,
No.
like let's
What was the
make it together. You know.
Don't
Oh, but we
plant.
need things for our children. Well, let's make
What's the
some
old
things for our children
that
together.
early
Like,
nursery rhyme about the hen that sows the
ah,
seed and
little red hen.
tends the seed and yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Hey,
Hey,
who will help me? Who
I
will
bought
help
that
me,
book in
Si?
multiple formats for my
Well,
kids. Yeah, who will help me?
I can't help
Because
you.
I'm
Sorry,
super
I'm
capable, but I
yeah.
can't. Like,
Yeah. Who will
there's
help
only
me? Who
one of
will
me.
help
There's only
me?
so much I can do in a day. Who will help? Who's going to come and join in? And yeah, we'll make it. We'll smash
Yeah.
it out. But if you're just sitting there,
If
like
you
you can't
don't
make an
help,
iPhone with
you
one
don't help
person.
Henny Penny.
No.
She gonna eat the bread right in front of you.
Well, the reality is with Henny Penny, if you go on a deeper, more darker level for Henny Penny couldn't actually harvest all that by herself. They would all have like, they would have gone to seed and then flowered. Like she wouldn't have been able had time to collect the seed. So Henny Penny dies. You know, Henny Penny doesn't get to eat the bread. No one helps Henny
She was
Penny.
planting the seed and waiting for it to grow.
Yeah, and Henny Penny's this fucking skeleton on the ground, and the crops all just went fallow, and everyone's sitting around going, "What the fuck?" You know, that's actually Henny Penny's true darkest story. And so you have to actually step in together and hold hands, and we have to plant together. Fucking kumbaya.
That's it.
You know, and I actually have yet. Look, have I? No, there was one. The person I bought the house with, she really was, man. We actually did things together, but she was just too mad at the time and had too much shit to work through and took it all out of me, and I was not strong enough at the end of that to wipe it out.
We've both been on the can't fix a broken doll syndrome.
And the mother of my children, she wanted to do some other old format which doesn't work anymore, which is like, no, I'm gonna mothers stay at home and do nothing, and you're going to go out and earn all the things. And I'm like, I can't do this. I don't actually have the energy to do it. I'm not well enough to do it. Like, no. Well, so yeah, I'm a good person and things, but like I couldn't do everything. But it was also the other thing there was like a lot of like I didn't in that story there, I didn't even know that she was going bankrupt. Like I didn't even know what her repayments were on her house. You know, you're with someone and you're meant to be in a partnership. Okay, let's do this together. Oh, I haven't told you in 8 months, but I haven't been able to pay the home loan. That's not together.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're in a financial crisis and she's like freaking out and going to move back to Sydney and shit. You know, that's like, and I'm like, why couldn't you tell me? Why don't I know anything? And even to this day, like most of the things I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I hear about things after the fact.
If they don't want to share, you can't force them.
No, you can't. But it's this secret world. You know, and that secret world, like it's like anyway. And then the next person was, well, yeah, they were just like, they just couldn't. And then they were really into that thing. They were looking for the 9 when they were the 7.
Yeah.
And I'm a 7 with them, and they're literally standing across from a 7, and they're like, "You're not good enough for me. I want a 9." And I'm like, "Well, go for that." And then they're like crying to me on the freaking, from 15,000 kilometers away, going, the 9s keep chucking me out, shooting me like a hoe.
Shit, and
because they're waiting for they're just treating you like you're just a fuck toy until they get the 9.
Consequence. No, you can't stop someone from consequence of their actions.
I haven't tried to stop that.
That is their actions, so they've got to deal with it.
And I wish they could just like, any of that. Like, I don't know. It's an interesting. So home math is very inside. You know, one of the other things that's cool about home math, because the incels must get so confused, but because home math actually like points out female equivalents who are also doing graphs and things that are worth reading about the female side of the story.
Of course, there's always every story has 2 sides.
Yeah, and home math puts that out there. You know, it says, hey, you should follow this girl. She's got good graphs too. You know, and that's the thing. I don't know.
Just like
so I got to get that.
Treat those relationships like a business. Keep moving up.
I got an EQ of about 95 billion, and I swear, all I've got to do is put on some. I just got to tone up. And in the next 2 years, I'm going to go. Well, because Sydney demands it. Oh, okay. Topic change.
Yes. Ding dong.
Bing boom. Topic change. I went to this cafe. Friend of mine. Cam, Kam.
Yep.
He's going to become a cheaper one day.
Yep. Good. More cheaper.
So I actually caught up with him. I caught up with him this week. I went to. He works in a cafe. He's like this super hospitality genius, and just refuses to be the manager. Like refuses. Just keeps just making coffees, even though he's like the hospitality. I know somebody else like that.
I prefer to be the technician. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I spent a lot of my life.
I know a lot more about being an engineer, but I prefer to, represent as a technician.
And I mean, I don't dismiss, because I mean, I spent many years being the admin guy where people were like literally almost on the. I mean, I had nearly someone like just begging me to like become like regional manager, and I'm just like, I don't think I'm ready yet. Like, Sometimes you've got to accept that someone else might know that you're ready
Yeah,
before you're ready.
and that's why
I
they
should,
offer it to you.
yeah.
Mentor,
I mean, I
sheeple,
was
and
the same thing,
whatever.
going, oh no, oh no. Anyway, I met the owner of the business he works for, the cafe. His dude was a freaking legend. Like, I mean, actually an actual legend too. Like he's a music punk scene legend. Like,
Yeah,
his name's
love our
Kenny
punk.
owns this. Yeah, Kenny owns this cafe called Petty Cash in Marrickville in Sydney.
Okay.
And that, like, that's not doxing anybody. That he's like fully, you know, he's.
He loves free advertising. I mean, we never asked for kickbacks. We
No,
never asked for kickbacks. So maybe
but
3 entries once.
this man's like lived in Sydney like since,
Promise you
like, you know,
now to don't kick your teeth in.
he's like in his 60s,
Hmm.
right? And we were sharing story, uh, and I was talking to him about like what I do and one of my goals, some of the things I'm doing in Sydney, and like some of the struggle, like it's, you know, like literally being in a situation of like last year, like in starvation, and you know, mate, and he's just like,
Dealing with
oof.
shit.
And he said, but also like he had this amazingly clear insight onto what Sydney was, and he compared it to Melbourne,
Hmm.
you know, and he was like saying like that Sydney, if you've got to understand that Sydney is the rum core, the lash, and sodomy.
Yep.
If you understand that Sydney is its core is rum core,
Yep.
lash, sodomy, and you're like, yeah, because Sydney doesn't take any prisoners. It'll just whip your sorry ass unless you've got a freaking mat, and everyone's just out to kill you.
Better have a story, you're in trouble.
You better have, you know, and
Uh,
it's like if you make it,
yeah,
if you can
yeah.
make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, he
Yeah,
said.
well,
And I was like, yeah, but
similar
that's
downstage, which is Australia, Sydney, where you go to cut
it's
it.
the yeah, you do. And he's like in Melbourne, right? So Melbourne, he said that isn't about like that brutality
No,
because Melbourne got fat and rich off like
yeah,
the gold rush. So there's all these rich people down there. They're like they wanted to like elevate themselves. So they were like, oh, we'll make the, you know, opera and the theater. And so, you know, Melbourne's always been like the you know, the festival this and the that this and the, he said and it is all those things. And Sydney's just this surfacey, you know, like vacuous, you know, real
money,
estate, money grabbing, freaking.
money making
It's this horror show.
motherfucker. Yeah, yeah,
And he says, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
yeah. That's what.
And it, because it's,
You and I
and
were
I'm like,
both
you're,
there back what ago,
oh,
and we're standing there, and the
man.
only person that fucking took some guy from where was he, ACT? He's
Oh,
like, you guys must be clean.
that's right.
The only fucking cunts talking here.
That's right. Yeah. And I said, you know what? That's why I'm here, though. I want that because, yeah, I like it. Like
Got to
it actually
force the
pushes me.
conversation. That's right.
Because if I was back in
Be
Brisbane, I wouldn't have to put any
recognised.
effort in at all. You know, I'd just be scratching. And so, and Melbourne would be probably too easy, you know, like in a way, like I'd just become part of some
Be laid
scene or
back.
something,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Become
He said, be too much
bourgeoisie or something.
bourgeois. Yeah. Now I've got to be, now it's like,
Ah.
now it's starvation and friggin' like, you know, yeah, got to do it tough and I better get a six pack or I'm going to get spat at by fours. Just like, so, well, I live in like the, I live in the gates of hell. It's down in here. I mean, like,
Oh
it's
well.
like,
What is
it's
it?
good.
Gonna go through
No,
the.
I
Gonna
know I
go
want to
through
be
it.
here.
You know,
You watch it,
best
man.
part of
Well, you've seen it.
making it.
This is, and so it's just amazing. Like this man, like just seeing in his background, he was like Darlinghurst back in the 70s, in the early 80s, just brutal, freaking, you know, just
Yep.
was rubbish
Yep.
everywhere, freaking
You can
punk scene.
understand why the whole rough and tumble chopper
Mm.
like crew. Like it.
Yeah,
That
because
scene, man.
if you're
If
not
you
the
ain't
old
the
money,
hardest, if you ain't the hardest, then
yeah,
don't bother
and
coming to
because
the
if you
party.
no, because that's if you're not, yeah, then you got to do the underbelly way. The underbelly way is going to be mean. It's going to be mean. Mm. Oh, you know, good old Sydney, mate. I don't know. But he said this thing, but he had
A lot
this
of
other,
his,
he said this thing, then
a
he
lot of
looked me
great
straight in the
stories.
eye. He said, Sydney and New York might be like that, but what would happen if you went to London?
London is famous. That's what it is.
And I just looked at
Truly
him and I was
sailor
like,
song.
I think I'd be spare parts in a month. And he said, probably would.
Probably.
So it's like, you probably would be, mate. So it's like to try and he said try and make it in London. Yeah, insane
Spent a
asylum.
month
I've
and a
never been
half.
there.
I loved it. Like I felt the energy. It was dudes bloody getting glassed and had fun. Someone tried to steal my credit cards and I fucking throwing a brick cement clod through the back of his. All the other people around me going, "Fuck, that for?" And I was like, "Oh, no one's playing silly buggers with me." And they're like, "Oh, I'm probably gonna rob you later." And I said, "Won't be coming back to rob me now, will they?"
No, you showed them educated special educations.
They take pictures, throw rocks. Don't give a
Left the
shit
rock
about
go
no.
through
We
your
don't
SLR
shit. We
freaking
don't give a
lens and
shit about no
smash
glass
straight into the
windows.
friggin' that's it. This CCD. Bam! To watch the. Is your sensor damaged?
But really been enjoying Konosuba.
Yeah.
Classic cartoon.
Megumi, I really recommend watching the spin off of how Megumi's origin story.
Oh, yep. I saw it there and I was jump on
That's
next.
yeah. Like,
Catching
because
up
I
on
mean
the
that's
part
the
three
one I
because I
actually
only
first
got
watched,
part two.
and
Progression of the
watching.
characters has been awesome.
Well, also the cat with the bat wings.
Yeah.
Like it's
The little
actually its
friend.
origin.
The friend.
Well, you wait till you see its origin
Oh,
story.
I know I've got a bit of a surmising of. It looks very friendly.
Very friendly. Very friendly. That's chickens, eh?
Terrible. Massacre. Chicken massacre.
Yeah. As soon as I actually was around at a client's place and that came on the news, and I said, "Do we really have to kill 250,000 chickens just to make us more resilient?"
At me.
What's a freaking? It's just. Look, I'm not. I'm going to say it. I'd say we intentionally infected them. Where'd it come from? Like, fuck off. Bird flu. Fuck off. Oh, they got
Been pretty
bird flu.
dusty, lady.
In Sydney.
Sky's been doing
It's been
shit.
pissing rain.
I know.
There's no
It's
dust
clear
anywhere.
as, man. I'm just looking up at the glorious big moon.
No, we
Just
killed
laughing.
250,000 chickens in New South Wales so that
You got
the
gloom.
population
Got the
here
rain.
could like
Well, maybe it was to get the rain.
tamp down.
Maybe you had to kill that many sin chickens to get the rain.
Oh, do you think that was the
Price they had to pay?
One chicken per
Diva
billion
picture.
droplets.
Blam.
We're being rained in chicken blood.
Mm-hmm. Absolute.
Mm.
Your God is pleased.
I mean, because I sort of noticing, I don't think that in the previous resilience training around eggs, that enough people switched to buying $7, $8 eggs.
They should have.
Yeah,
then
if we had,
we wouldn't have had to make this sacrifice.
No, we wouldn't
understand?
have. No, I do understand. Yeah. And yeah, and I think I might like to protect chickens in the future. Now I'm going to just make the change.
Yeah. Just remember. Lest we forget.
Yeah, I know. Lest we forget. And I'm going to go up from like basically the $5.70 chickens to the $7.80.
Who cries for those poor little chickens? Would there
Nobody.
be farmers, chicken farmers?
No, they'd have been paid for it, man. Surely, because if you were a chicken farmer and you had to kill out all your entire chicken, that'd be catastrophic. No, you'd be paid to kill them, wouldn't you?
Well, hope so. You'd hope there'd be some sort of.
Well, as part of the program.
Repatriation. Is that the word? You've had a great loss and now you need to be repatriated.
Come home to the womb of death. Yes.
Turn back to
that dark
swirling
place.
donut at the center of the galaxy.
That's right. Into the maw. Yeah.
One can only
Out of the
return
more,
home.
back
That's it.
into the
Going
more.
back to where they came from. They black hole.
Yeah, we all come from the black hole.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Only one way in, one way out.
There is.
Spaghettification.
Oh man. Hey, have you seen this? Talking of spaghettification.
Mm.
Um, have you seen this channel on YouTube, which is called oh, what's he called? The good no something spaceman, like the
Brief pause for
you're gonna so
purposes.
yeah, I've seen this channel. He does these like he does these it takes him like 4 or 5 months to make a video. And let me just find it. Spaceman. Uh, scale. There he is. He's called Epic Spaceman, and he does these cool videos like where he shows like the scale of the Milky Way or the scale of something else or the scale of the universe. So he just dropped this one, which was
That's zooming in and out.
yeah. So he just did this one, which was I shrink 10 times every 21 seconds until I'm an atom, the micro universe.
Mini
Yeah,
mini me.
and you know, and talking of the spaghettification.
Mm.
Well, he goes down and he's like standing inside like like a virus, and he's just looking at the DNA, you know, built out of molecules and stuff, and he goes like and it's, I don't know, it was just interesting, like just when you sort of, but we are built from spaghettification,
Yeah.
you know. It's just interesting as that the literal, the very mechanical nature of like of the universe, like of life, is very mechanical. Um, going down there, and you've got things like literally reading off. You know, when we were talking about the ants, and we found out about the pheromones, and the pheromones are physical things, and then they
Yeah.
actually hand them across almost like, and
True.
it's like a
It's their
book,
form of
a scroll.
yeah.
Yeah, and they read the scroll like as an
And then
actual,
they
and
know
they're
which
so
direction
small,
and how to go and how far away. Yeah.
and they see that they grab the
Exact
actual
steps.
items as a
That's what's
chemical level.
amazing. Like, yeah.
They're freaking amazing.
Absolute
So
steps out.
DNA
Yeah.
is the same. Like it's like,
You know,
okay, yeah, I accept that DNA is
they've
a
got
set
the
of
same as us. They
instructions,
have a
but
probability, so there's a give or take. So they'll get to a certain
mm.
area, and if the thing's not there, they do a little search around, and oh, here it is, over here. So excited, he got his scent pick of
Mm, Yeah, I mean, I guess I think on that atomic level, he didn't go lower than that though. It was interesting. I thought he was like he went down only to the atom, which seemed
yeah.
a bit, you know, sort of where it's this sort of like where you,
Considering we had a fundamental understanding of what quarks and neutrinos are, then should
he could have gone down to the
start to
quark level.
add those
Maybe that's
extra parameters.
but maybe that's traction, you know,
Yeah,
like maybe he needs to like he sort of weighs up how much viewing and ads he gets from one, and he's like, well, I can only go down to the atom level, and that's
yeah,
how I would make
yeah,
bank off that.
yeah.
And then if I want to go less than the atom level, I can make bank off that separately.
Yes,
Hmm,
break it
hmm,
up into the sections like we be
hmm.
the shorts and the gems,
Mm.
the nuggets, the golden nuggets. You know, NSW, NFFW.
Cheaper.
Cheapest, cheaper than ever. Some conditions do apply.
You know, it's so cheap that you've actually got last week's freaking graphics behind us.
Oh, well, it's not actually the same one. Like I generated a whole stack of them. Like there's just a plethora of that actual
So, of that scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So hang on, I'll do it on the flip.
I thought, oh,
It's like even
well.
the Christmas edition was fucking going on and everything, man. Like
Oh wow! Look at
Yeah,
this.
I
What a
generated.
set.
Yeah, it's just so intricate. Even got the little gaming machines off to your left hand and my
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, look
right
at
hand
that. Yeah,
side.
yeah, look at that. That's it. Just for us to like, you know, give away our pound of flesh.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
No expense spared.
None.
Fully AI generated, except for the speaking characters now. We're real, I promise. We're not AI. I'm so hopeless. It's just like it's got to
Ah,
be cheap. It's so bad it has to be good. You know how it is?
does it?
Well, supposedly.
Doesn't have to be
It looks
good.
so fucking
It doesn't
fake that it has to be real.
has to be.
Has to be real.
It's interesting how people like we got that comment this week that someone thought we were VTubers.
What?
No, right? I was like, what the fucking this isn't a VTuber. What are you talking about? Jeez, man.
We're just
We're
good
real
friends
people.
that have been talking shit for,
Yeah,
you know,
VTubers.
30 plus years.
Does it look like we're like tweaking our nipples and like getting simps?
Yeah. Oh,
Does it
hang on.
really look like that?
I've got one of my simps under the table ready to blow
Oh,
me.
you do. They're blowing you, eh?
Mm-mm.
Nice. Yeah, great. Get that simp action.
Deeper.
Good simp.
Mimbos and bimbos, you know. Life
Yeah,
goes round
line
with
it up. No,
mimbos
it's
and
just like, yeah,
bimbos.
I got my Patreon going. They're like, oh, thank you so much. I really love you.
OF, man, you know,
Yeah.
making a, you know, price of a burger every month on OF.
That's it. I get my digital nipples out every now and then, just like, show
Just
them
to
off.
let you
Like,
know that there's trouble. You're testing the moral boundaries of the, you know, platforms.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Hey, I mean, I thought like, well, I was pondering that this week because I haven't actually like responded to YouTube yet. I've just let them. They haven't. We only had one video go 18 plus.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting thing, like about that, like where this notion of free speech and open platforms, and it's just not like.
No, I know.
You know,
And each
if
one of them
like,
has their own, you know, level of morality. I think that's what
can
we've
you?
sort of, you know, come to understand.
I'm not okay. I don't. What does the word morals? What is a moral compared to an ethic? Compared to a value? I'm not meaning thinking you know the answer. I'm just Just,
Well, I guess a moral would be
what
an
does it mean to you?
expected
Behavior or something?
behavior, like not necessarily required, but more.
So, for example, say treating women equal is a moral.
Yeah.
Because that's a
Because you
expected
know they're
behavior, for example.
two parts of one coin.
Well, is that no? But is that a moral then? Like, is that an expectation? That sounds more like an absolute. Like you've described something which is a function of reality. Like if you're saying something's two sides of one coin, that's not sort of like.
Well, you know,
That's. I don't think I'm going. This is what I'm saying. I'm
not
going here.
without direct DNA manipulation can a woman have another woman's child.
Well, men have no hope. No, that's freaking major. They have to have
And
surgical
the same applies
disaster.
for men. Like they can't have
Well, men
another.
would have to have like surgical
There's
modification, wouldn't they?
correct.
It's beyond it, genetics.
Yes,
Like that is.
true.
Like,
But even to have a woman
oh
have,
yeah, no.
because that came up in the
You know,
current Star Wars, the acolyte, the scissoring space lesbians Batman. You know what I mean?
I was watching some porn the other day.
Yeah.
And I realized like how like the underside of the penis down to the scrotum, right, and that to the butt, right.
The little
That's
string thing. Yeah.
Well, there's this line. It's just it's a suture. It's
it
like
was
a
sewn
scar,
up.
like
Yeah.
sewn up. Like it's a vagina sewn up. I was like, oh, it's just like, wow, pulled out. And I was thinking about it, and I was looking at this dick, right? And I was thinking like the muscles around the dick, because there's the two tubes and they kind of get flagged and things. And I was like, oh, right. If you invert that, and so there's a tube for the penis to go into, then the muscles are on the outside, not on the inside.
Ball
And
bags
so then the
become
muscles,
you.
The ovaries,
Suck them back up.
Suck them back up, put them in the ovary, and then you got. But then when you got the grippage,
how
when you got
does
a
it
penis,
change from going from creating sperm to then move across to egg. That's the most
No, but
interesting
remember it's the other
function
way.
in the.
No, remember it's the
Yeah.
other way.
Oh, okay. So the
It's
egg changes into sperm.
yeah, we're all women apparently, and then we fucking and then we get sewn up to become men. Yeah, we're actually
Yeah.
like we're
Does that
trans. We're
does
trans
that
women.
does that does that cover my
Sewn up.
my sensitive side? Where
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want
You're
I don't want to
basically
beat people to
yeah, your
death with my
vagina's been
fists.
pulled
Yeah.
out and then sewn
Mm,
up to
yeah.
look like a dick. Well, yeah, that's basically what's
Wow.
happening. I know, right?
Yeah, the string right up the
That's
middle.
why they fit together because they're the same thing. Two sides, one coin.
69
Two
wins
sides.
again.
That's 69 does win again.
Bam!
Bam!
All his money's on 69. I've been seeing a lot
69.
of 60 and
Yeah.
33. You know, all the
Okay.
other special numbers that they
You've been
talk
getting a
about.
numerical. You've been
Yeah,
getting a
yeah.
numerical.
Just, as you're cruising, because you spend so much time on the road, you play the little plates game where you make words up out of the number plates, and
Ah.
sometimes
Ah.
they're already there, and you just got to be a
Okay,
bit
they can't be already there.
creative with the letters
Yeah.
and the numbers. So time the words are spelling out a little story while you drive. Random plate story.
The random plates. Oh.
Some good funny moments with the random plates. Especially when they're one after the other, and then they actually say something because they're one after the other, but they line up to say something, like a sentence.
I'm going to ask a
That's
question.
quite amusing.
What is the difference? Explain the difference. Okay, explain the difference between ethics, morals, and values. I'm just asking Copilot. Ethics. The term refers to the study of what is morally right. So ethics are nothing, basically.
Yeah,
Ethics is just
ethics,
studying shit.
studying morals.
So ethics is just irrelevant. So
Yeah,
we can just scratch that. Morals. These are the personal principles that an individual uses to determine right from wrong.
correct.
Individual.
Yeah, we have our own little scales in our head.
A good moral code and it is wrong to steal. Okay, well, that would mean that doesn't sound. Oh, hang on. No. Morals are often instilled, so programmed
Mm,
by societal or cultural norms, religious beliefs,
correct.
and experiences,
Yes.
values,
So your Ten
individual
Commandments.
beliefs or
Yeah,
standards that drive, but they are things that we deem important or worthwhile. For example, value honesty, hard work, and isn't honesty a moral code? While these terms are related and often used interchangeably, they each have a unique focus. Ethics generally applies to groups, morals applies to individuals, and values are personal but can be shared with others. It's also important to note that a person's values can influence their moral code, which in turn can influence their understanding of ethics. So
so
the thing
understanding a
about
person's
morals,
values is probably more important than morals. The, the
it is.
values is the fundamentals and know what the morals will be.
So the thing about morals, though, it says it quite clearly.
Mm,
And then ethics is the study of that, right? And like how that applies in groups.
true.
Are societal cultural norms, beliefs from religions, which tells me that they're fashion.
Yeah,
So
well,
we can
they're
just
like
place through,
clothing.
yeah, they're clothing.
Mm.
Morals,
Religion is clothing for your morality and your value.
yeah, but they're fashion, fast fashion.
And depending on what
They're not enduring.
how your value and your moral exists,
They're
then
not real.
it will determine on which religion you wish to be a part of.
No, it'd be the other way around. You'd have been programmed by your religion, and so you think that that's the
Well,
right one, and
if
it's got
you
the
were a
morals.
sheep, you'd be programmed. If you're a goat, you'd be definitely not programmed. You'd be
Sorry,
asking
goat.
questions and
It sucks to be
things
us.
like, why does God need money?
Yeah, look, I
That's
remember. I'll
why does
never forget
God
the
need
day.
tithings? No, no,
It's
no,
one of the
no.
good
God
things my
doesn't
mother
need
definitely did for
tithings.
me. Like, I don't. She was trying to do a real good thing, and she sent me along to various, religions I wanted. She gave me a list.
Yeah.
I said I'll go along with that one. I remember in
I
the
think a
Roman
study of
Catholics.
all of them is important,
Yeah, I think it was about 7
Understand
or
their
8,
core values.
and I was there in Well, they don't have values. They have morals. They have fashion.
Fashion.
Basically, it's just Louis Vuitton, has decided that the
What are
moment
you
nipples
wearing
are
this
out.
week? Well, I'm
Yeah.
Christadelphian.
What am I wearing this week? Oh, that children under 15 shouldn't be sexed. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. It's just bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that you should sex people under 15. I'm saying that is a
That's
contrivance.
expected
And
because they're
it's
still children.
no, because
See?
it's fashion. No,
Part of
well, it wasn't like it was freaking 100
code of
years ago. You could
morality.
fuck anything you wanted to.
Yeah.
Like,
Married to a 9-year-old. Yeah, true.
yeah, for sure. Like, that's fashionable. And it's just as fashionable as
But
it is
even
now.
then, like they had their thing, like they had to be over. They had to
Well,
be
yeah, they had some morals
had to be
that
going
your
through
local
the
lord had to
menstrual
fuck the
cycle to be
9-year-old before
considered a
you did.
woman. So that's when they were.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, a moral back then would be that the Lord had to have sex with your 14-year-old before you got to.
Correct.
That would be moralistic and,
That's it. Prima
ethical.
nocta. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Moral. That's moralistic.
Yeah.
Just hand it over. And as long as that fashionability.
It's just as, the snake
and
took
just as
Eve
quick.
as his first coupling.
And just as quick.
Prima
Like,
nocta.
it can go away. I think that anybody who, really...
Night before husband.
I wouldn't trust anybody who really tries to tell me that they've got a strong moral code, because that would tell me that they do what they're told.
Yeah.
And that they because the law says this,
and robots.
And that the moment that it was turned around and said, oh yeah, women need a good slapping, they'd just be out there doing it.
Well,
but they
depends
would.
on whether they were wanted it. From my perspective, I'm not going to be just
no. But I'm talking
out,
about I'm talking about the people who claim to have a moral code. I wouldn't hit women because that's not moral.
Yeah.
That's that. And you'd be like, well, that's because you've been told that by society.
True.
So if you are told that you're allowed to hit women by society, then what you will, because that's moral.
Acceptable.
Well, that's what a moral
Culturally
is.
normalized.
It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you can't slap women, but kill a few children to get some fucking cheap bed sheets. No worries.
It's harsh, but hey.
Well,
them's the breaks in the big cities.
You want to get you want to see a real protest? Like, someone was talking to me the other day about there's these protests about these people being
actual riots.
As opposed to like.
Someone
was saying
you got to look at some of the Brazilian stuff, bro. Fucking hell.
That's real. You want to see Australia really stand up for something? Take away Chinese cheap products made by child slave labor, and you'll fucking see Australians stand up real fast.
Uppercut.
My slave children ever get moral fucking wankers. I hate it, man.
Send them.
Get some real values to the mines. You get them. They crave the mines.
Truly do. They play
Minecraft.
When I digging all day long.
We've done all these years. No, but children do crave the mines. We should be working from when we're 14, like out in the workforce, getting it on. That's the way. Waiting for children to get to 18 and 20, you've ruined them. They've just learnt to be lazy. They've just picked up this thing. It's like someone else makes
apprenticeship potential.
Well, someone else makes the sandwiches. You're fucking 18. Right. Someone's making you fucking sandwiches. Fuck off. Get out, fucking 14-year-old. Jesus Christ, not making you do everything.
Where's the pot of tea?
Jeez, what the hell? Where's the pot of tea? Why aren't you in the fields making tea?
Growing it.
Growing the tea. Don't even know. They get around to 20 and they're like, oh, I came out of university. I'm 24. The government paid me for my whole way. I just made some coffees now and then. What do I have to do something now? Oh my God,
got my advanced diploma in fucking basket weaving. Underwater basket weaving. That's it.
Like seriously, and I think we would actually be healthier as a species.
Yeah.
If we were out there doing it. And then you could choose,
build up that muscle early. Feed them red meat. Just
red meat. And the muscle isn't just the physical muscle. It's actually the mental muscle. It's the emotional muscle. It's like
true hardening up for life.
Because we've taken humans,
and then they understand, working in the mines, right? They would get that you over the the job status, and they would want to climb. They'd want to be successful. They'd want to get out of the mines.
But when you had 120,000 for a junior role in a council to be like an events,
I
like
don't know.
fucking
I'd probably be
like
part of the.
assistant, what would you do?
I'd
Just
hang out
yeah.
there for a bit, make a bit of.
You're not going to go like,
Yeah,
oh,
make them cups of tea,
I get
bring out them
$100,000. I don't
scones
even
and
have to
shit.
think. Me. You're like, oh my far out. Like, yeah, I think we're damaging people because it was like the 14-year-old, and then we're like, oh no, well, high school 18,
Yeah.
right? No, 18 you need, and then you can go get a job and work and things. But now it's like, oh no, you need a degree. No, you need a master's.
Yeah. Yes.
So now what? You're 26. You haven't even really done anything yet.
No, it's been
Just being spoon-fed. Meh,
spoon fed.
baby bird until you could be a grandparent.
Yeah, kick you out to fly, and you're that decrepit you can't fly no more.
No. And then they're like
Then
26 and
you're
they're like
like straight
flailing
into
around
social
going,
services.
"Ooh." And either you've got two situations. Either you got the job and the thing and you're on 120 grand for doing
It's
fuck
hurting.
all. Yeah, it is.
It's
Or,
hurting,
you know,
right?
like it's
Like,
it is, man. It's damaging.
Gen Z, I understand
I pity
Gen
them.
Z's pain.
Poor
I understand
things.
that pain. It's just, it's like
Yeah, I
getting
mean, what a rude awakening.
It's like getting double butt fucked.
Mm.
Just a very rude awakening.
It is, you know, and it's not by loving people. You know, you could have two loving partners, like slowly stretching you out, like preparing you, a bit of lube, you know, giving you a little bit of a tonguey,
getting the
you know, that sort of
separation.
thing, preparing, you know, but no, it's 10 inches of rock hard cock that don't let Japan's your fucking suffering
Coming
before they
in
get
dry,
off.
motherfucker.
It's like, bam! It is my brother.
He ain't heavy.
But his cock will slap and bruise your face. I'm posting that shit on YouTube.
That's going. That's going.
That's going on YouTube. YouTube, you can deal with it. Screw you. That's right.
Touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are. We're just
Life hurts. It does. There's no doubt about it. Everyone's going to have some pain in their life, and they'll have joy too. Going to have all kinds of emotions. Get used to it.
Like you think about
deal with them when you need to deal with them. Weep when you need to weep, and then shut the fuck up and get back on with it. Plenty more things.
Like you think about your middling. Like we won't call him a youngling anymore, but you know, because moral, based on the social norms, societal and cultural norms. So it would be moral.
Yeah.
It'd be moral to say that he's not a youngling anymore, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Moral.
No.
That's a moral. It's a social and societal norm. Social.
Crazy.
Well, imagine if he had to suddenly earn money. What would he do?
Well,
a meltdown, wouldn't it? So here's what.
Pretty keen. Like,
so, yeah, my 15-year-old youngling's real keen.
I couldn't wait to get out. Like
when I was young,
like 17.
Oh, yeah, I want to work.
I was old enough to get the rock and
work
roll.
when I want
was
to.
just like straight out. Like I just went, no, I'm getting this. I'm gonna go move in with some friends, start the socializing and do the thing. And I did the thing.
What about this though?
Yeah.
My youngling, 15, says, "Oh yeah, I want to work.
Yep.
When I want to.
Ooh.
I don't want but you could go get that job down at Woolworths. Yeah, but then they'd just put me on a roster. Yeah. No, but I don't want a roster. I just want to work when I want to work.
Yeah, yeah. When I need it. When I need the money.
Yeah, well, you need money every day.
Yeah. Cold hard fact. Not everyone can call fucking fishes. No, not everyone can call fishes to the shore with a gold fucking coin in their mouth to pay their taxes. You know? We got to work.
But even that you'd have to do every day.
Yeah. True.
I'm sorry. Do you know what that says across the top of your shirt there? Do, mi, ni, o, n. Dominion.
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 I'd take dominion of those two cat girls
And
on the
so then my
front there, I tell
12-year-old
you.
youngling, my 12-year-old youngling, I asked them, I said, do you want me to get you some work down the road? Nah, I just want to work when I want to. I said, that's what the older youngling says. Yeah, well, it's good enough for them.
Yep. Yep.
Right. And then my youngling says to me the other day, youngling 15 says, you got any work I can do? And I just thought about it and I was like, that's not really going to work because like I'd need them to do it if I was going to assign them a task.
Yeah. And current requirements for the expectations of doing stuff for cyber
when I want to.
When I want to.
Well, but only when I want to.
Very limited.
Yeah, well, when I want to though. So I would need them to do the work when I wanted them to, because otherwise I wouldn't need them to do the work.
True. True.
Like, you know what I mean?
When you needed them to run in and out, then they'd need to run in and out. So
wouldn't they? It's not when they need to run in and out.
Level
and then I have
expectation of the,
and so so it's this kind of, like it's this weird flip, like even the point of like where there used to be this thing where the student was grateful to the teacher. Oh, thank you for teaching me. So, and now it's like, I've paid money. You have got the obligation to teach me. The teacher's like, you don't even know what you're fucking talking about. Like, you don't even know the work. Like, what are you even here for? Oh, but I paid the money, so I'm meant to be amazing now. Like this whole thing. Well, now we're down to the point where I have the opportunity. I have tasks I have tasks I'll swap for resources. Clearly, I need them done when I need them done.
Yes.
So now apparently, the next mode beyond Gen Z is this. It's like,
this is getting better.
No,
better by the moment.
I'm only going to work. Sorry, you're going to have to just open when I need you to.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So you're going to have to open your shop when I want to work there, because otherwise, sorry,
go work for Amazon.
I'm not going to work there.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
You said it, right? So the outcome is going to be for these younglings coming out and they're little like, oh, I only want to work while I want to work.
Yeah.
Then they are going to have the most menial shit jobs that can be just interchanged with anyone else who just turns up because they needed the work.
Need no critical thinking or anything.
No critical, nothing.
Dum-dums.
And how long are you going to have that job before you replace with a $20,000 robot that lasts 6 years?
Yeah. Sure.
Right?
Oh, come on.
You think people are going to pay you
income by then, so I won't.
Universal inflation.
Hey, we spoke about this earlier. It's
I know we did.
Quantitative easing. All right. Quantitative easing, and I'll be quantitatively easing it into the system.
I want qualitative easing.
One atom at a time. That's it. Until it starts to hurt.
And then you just let it rest for a moment.
Yeah,
just a little break.
Is anything happening? I don't feel anything. Oh,
all right, wait. We can start again.
Yeah, that's it. There's a build up. Widens exponentially. Touches all sides of the universe.
Reality is a carrot.
Yeah.
Fucking parsnip. This gets wider and wider. The parsnip. The giant black parsnip of hell.
All in control by Pac-Man.
Packing it in there. Mm-hmm.
He knows how to pack it.
Wubba, 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 wubba.
It's the master of compression.
Logistics expert.
That's it.
Pac-Man, the logistics expert.
It in there. Don't you worry about it.
Thank you. Thank you, society. I have now expanded my moral.
The morale.
Can I have you both?
The morale
that's
of
ethics.
that.
Sorry, that's ethics if I have you both.
Talk business later, okay?
That's right. Oh, Mr. Bungle.
Let's talk give us ethics. Your account.
Let's talk ethics. Only if I can do all of you.
Is it ethical? Well, it depends on your morality.
That's right. It's only ethics if I can do 10 people. Otherwise, it's just morality. But fucking is morality. Yeah, well, I mean, look at it. I watched this YouTube video. This guy thought he was being real, like, like it was a bit
Be edgy?
clickbaity. You know, he was
Trying to be
he
edgy?
probably I don't think he's up to 2 hours of edging, but
Okay,
personally, but
fair
anyway,
enough.
you know, he might be up
Just
to
the
the
tip.
20-minute edging.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 20 minutes of edging. He hasn't fucking mastered 2 hours of edging. But he was going on about like, oh, what's happening? He was trying to make this big thing, like, what's happening in porn? What's happening in porn?
Yeah.
And he like going on about the incest culture in porn, like,
Goodness
and
me.
he's like
Put that
looking
to
at the
sleep already. Get the rags out, you know, the wonder sleep rags.
Well, I watched the whole thing. I watched it. I thought, okay, okay, right, go on, tell me why incest is in porn. And he starts going through these examples of like how it's.
Well, if you think about it, it all started like that. Adam and Eve. They had kids, and
Who fucked the
if
kids?
they're only ones here, then they would have had
Daddy,
kids with
call me
their
Adam. Call me
kids.
Adam. I ain't your daddy. Call me Adam.
I'm initiating this new right called prima nocta.
Eve's all like, my womb's
What
worn
the
out.
hell?
You better be fucking Matthew. You better be
That's
girls
it.
because my womb's tired. I need sewing up.
Dude,
I've had enough.
someone needs to take care of daddy.
Yeah, it was bleak back in those days. One man, one woman.
Slim
Like,
Pickens, isn't it?
They had two
That in
sons,
the
and then so
beginning
like
there
3
was
men just
Slim
all
Pickens.
banging the one girl. Like Eve's just pumping
Holy
out a
shit.
freaking children's fucking own freaking like, come on,
It's
seriously.
all
Like, yeah,
unlocking now. I can
incest book.
see it.
That's
I
it.
can
The
see it.
incest
That's
book.
it.
That's it. Yahweh, freaking
Yeah.
God, all in the freaking like
No wonder they call
incest
it
kings.
a murky cesspool in which the first bacteria
The
crept
genetic
out
failure.
of.
Yeah, no wonder we've got like genetic. Yeah, we were built genetically faulty because we raped each other as freaking, the children of ourselves. Are ridiculous. So he went on this whole incest thing, and he put up. It was so interesting because he brings up all the stats, right?
You know,
And
this is probably going to get booed. YouTube.
Well, he put his stuff on YouTube.
I know, but
what would get booted?
let's see.
We're not promoting incest.
No, absolutely not.
No. So what?
That's not in my programming.
We're calling out. We're calling
That's quite
out.
contrary to my programming.
If we're calling something out, and I want to say like this, it's like, so he went through this whole thing. He's like, oh yeah, and the cultural thing, and like, Mean Girls or something else, and they had like, she married a brother, and and he just kept on going about this thing, which was, it was like he didn't understand. So he shows all the stats of America. I got to share. So the funniest stat was, what do you think the most searched porn term was in Utah?
America.
So what's Utah known for? Because you got to know that first.
Well, is it sort of a steers and queers category?
Mormons.
Oh, yeah, Mormons.
The Mormons.
Yeah.
Salt Lake City. What do you think the most searched term in porn term in Salt Lake City is? No, Mormons. Mormon was the most expressed porn. Have you ever watched Mormon porn?
The bag, unveiling of the bag.
You have no. No, they have.
Seriously, I have no
right,
idea.
tonight when we log off, you got to go and check out Mormon porn.
Holy shit! I'm gonna get searched by Google's gonna be going, hey, hang on, he's changed his angle. What the fuck's going on here? He's gone on a tangent all of a sudden. What the fuck?
So he goes through the things, and he doesn't get the point. He's like, because he looks at shows all the stats, and he's like, if you looked at all the stats, you would be confused about what's on the front page of Pornhub.
Correct.
Because the front page of Pornhub is just all incest porn.
Yeah, pretty much.
But the stats don't mention it.
Yeah.
But the stats don't mention incest porn once. And so he starts going on about why incest porn is this, and he goes for fucking 25 minutes and doesn't understand why there's incest porn.
Yeah.
Like, has no idea. I mean, I commented. I explained why there's incest porn.
That's where most of that comes
from. No. Well, yeah.
What was moral to what wasn't moral? You know what I mean?
Where do you think in all the stats he showed?
Morality of that particular
Ask
thing.
you one question. Here you go.
Yeah.
In the age categories that he showed, the stats for ages, where do you think the age category started? What was the lowest number in the age category?
How would they determine that?
Well, I mean, they've got stats. Like there's,
Well, 18 would
I
be
don't
the
care, man.
reasonable.
18. Thank you.
Yeah,
18.
yeah.
The reason
18
why.
would be the reasonable entry level for
So
that. Yeah,
incest is not mentioned on the stats. 18 is the minimum number mentioned on the stats.
correct.
The reason why incest porn is across the entire front of Pornhub is because the main fucking clientele for it is 14-year-olds
Correct.
wondering about their stepdaddy, wondering about stepmummy,
Correct.
wondering about stepsister and stepbrother.
True.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, what if I went in there and my stepsister, there's not my real sister? What if daddy, I hear daddy fucking mummy all night? Oh, having a little freaking, little bat for themselves, like while they're watching the little fantasy porn.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's like, and he's like, what, it used to be plumber porn.
Mm-hmm.
What is a plumber? What relationship in a 14-year-old's mind is a plumber coming around? That's fucking stranger danger.
Yeah, true.
You
True.
want the stepdaddy to bang you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come
First,
on, like, get a
first
grip.
time.
So the reason why that's all across there is because it's actually 14 and 13 and 12-year-olds
Are the ones accessing it.
are
Correct.
consuming the porn.
Yep.
And all you have to do is just
Yep.
type in, you just have to say, I'm 18.
Yep.
And then you're a 12-year-old, and what are you watching? You're going to watch incest porn. Because
Hardcore. Yeah.
what relates to you? What is in your world? Teachers, parents,
Mm-hmm.
stepsister, and
Mm-hmm.
how many broken families are there? Like, it's
Oh,
not even freaking
God's
rock.
sake, yeah.
It's not even rockets. It's not even farming. It's not even the most. It's not even like making bread. It's the most basic,
But see,
obvious
it's
thing.
the
He couldn't get
content
it.
that's being provided, like, and how easily it's accessible. That's the
Yeah,
issue.
but what came first, the 14-year-olds or the incest porn? I'll tell you, it's the 14-year-olds came first,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Before the incest porn,
The
man.
selections been made
Hmm.
previously, and then
And then they're
data
looking, and you can
analysis on
tell.
that.
You
Yeah.
can tell, right? Oh, and YouTube wants to say something about that. Have a little banning session on us right now. Facebook wants to have a
Mm,
little banning session.
mm,
Instagram wants to have a little banning session. Well, fucking Mark
suckball
Zuckerberg,
behavior.
take all the 10-year-olds off freaking
Yeah.
Instagram who are
Yeah.
shaking their heinies and twerking them to fucking
Correct.
60-year-olds, you
Correct.
clown.
Yeah.
Because you won't do that because that's where all your money is, you freaking pedo.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
And you just pretend that it isn't because you've got a freaking
Yeah.
terms of
As soon as
service.
someone calls you out on it, it's just like, oh, you're banned.
Yeah, yeah. Because I watch anime, and because so then I was looking at cosplay and stuff like that. I had to on Instagram. I was being fucking force-fed 12-year-olds shaking their heinies on Instagram.
It's crap, man.
I went and clicked on their
Unbelievable.
accounts and
Yeah.
had to block account
Block it.
after account
Block
after
it. Block
account
it. Block
to
it.
make Instagram's algorithms stop showing me
Yep.
pedophilia.
Mm, mm. Force fed.
Yeah, that's Mark
Which is
Zuckerberg.
an absolute fucking disgrace, if
Yeah,
you ask me.
yeah, like completely compliant in serving pedophilia.
Yeah.
And they just, and it just stands up there and goes, my terms of service says 18. There's no one under 18. There's no one under 16.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
legitimate.
What a
Fuck
load of
off.
shit.
I just type in a date.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just type in a
Exactly.
date.
Just add the
Any
extra
date. My
numbers you
mum's
need to be
birthday.
that
My dad's
particular
birthday.
age. Of course.
Oh, what's my dad's date? I know my dad's birthday. There you go. There I am.
Well, I did
Watching
that
all.
for
But
my youngling.
what?
I
Of course.
created a dodgy fucking account with my cat's
And
name,
so
to get him
exactly.
onto, Steam.
And so at that point there, like the algorithms in the back end of that, do you think that the way that they search and what they type in
Mm.
and the kinds of things that they speak about, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Pornhub, they
Mm-hmm.
know if you're 13,
Of course they do, because of your particular browsing habits.
your habits, the words you type in,
Yeah,
all of the
the
things, man.
spelling.
They know, yeah,
Yeah,
they know
they
you're
can tell
13
when you're a fucking idiot.
and they will feed you daddy's big dick shoving in your freaking pussy, man.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to feed you. Right?
Boom.
That's what they feed you. Sorry. And they'll all stand behind their terms of service, and it's a complete lie. The pedophilia freaking market is run by people And one of the biggest ones, as I say, Mark Zuckerberg, he runs freaking like
Yeah.
Facebook and Instagram,
Porn book.
Pornbook,
Yeah.
Pornhub, all those things. They're
Yeah.
all
Find your exes and fuck them on that
yep.
place.
It's just 1 billion. Yeah, and who and what? It's just advertisers. Where do they make their money from? No one's paying for porn. It's eyeballs.
Yeah.
And if
True.
the eyeballs are 14, who gives a fuck? The ad dollar is still there. You're making
Daddy
bank
gonna pay.
while the 13-year-old's brain is being destroyed.
Yeah. True.
And you wonder why you've got an incel by the end
Yeah.
of by the time they're 17. For fuck's sake.
Oh, fuck's sake. Exactly.
Right? That's
Custom
real
made.
talk.
Custom fucking made. Hey?
Yep. Custom
Custom
designed.
fucking made.
And all those freaking facilities pumping all that porn, right? They know. Do you think that woman up there who's doing that, pretending to be the freaking 15-year-old schoolgirl being raped by a freaking father, is like, doesn't know who the market is?
Yeah.
Do you think that's for like a bunch of like 50-year-old like pervo males? Get fucked. Like, come on.
Boygers being sold to fucking 15-year-old. 14-year-olds.
And what's the
Who fucking knows these days, man? Because I know,
No, it's obvious.
When my younger brother was dead, there was also the crew that I used to hang out with. Some of the stories I heard of them after I said, whatevers, and I just went, whoa, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get where.
Right. And that's why. And sorry, Mark, you can like take me to court over it, but sorry, you're a pedo enjoyer. You're a pedo enabler.
Fuck. If you still got that hosted,
Go on.
fucking oath. Fucking oath.
Go on. I'll tag you in this one. I'll go Mark Zuckerberg, pedo enabler. Stand by your actual terms of service and kick 75% of your people off your freaking Instagram. Who are out there, 12-year-olds twerking their freaking asses. Stop it. Just stop it. You're in the power, but you make too much money.
Yeah. Just total moral degradation, bud.
Yeah, morals. It's freaking fashion, and fashion is money.
Yeah.
Right? Morals is money, and if you make money by selling 13-year-old asses, that's your morals.
That's it.
That's your morals.
Good old fuck book bucks.
And that's our society, the society of morals. I'm not moralistic at all. I have values. I don't even have values. I have like core things of reality, man. Like you got to step beneath that stuff and actually know. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to the freaking. If the government's telling you, and I'm not like it's not like.
I'm hearing you.
But you got to make your own rules.
You're not that. They might be the piece of shit, but you're not that piece of shit.
Yeah, you got to make your own rules, and you got to look at it and go, no,
your piece of shit
cool.
got fucking diamonds in it and sparkly emeralds and all those fucking precious little shiny fucking rocks in it. It ain't like their shit. It don't stink like their shit.
Jesus, mate. Oh yeah.
What are we now?
That's a good 30 minutes. That's a good 30 minutes.
Hour and 20.
That's brutal.
Yeah. Sometimes it's good just to get it out, butter. Seriously. You know it, I know it, we see it every fucking day, and it's just ridiculous. This fucking shard of bullshit that they fucking
stand behind.
Pretend that they are, they're not.
Policy, stand behind the policy, stand behind the term of service. Oh, well, there wouldn't be anyone because our term of service says there isn't anybody.
And I hope if, when you do hear listening really hard. A lot more people out there than just Si and myself thinking in this fucking direction.
Yeah. Oh, I looked through the comments of this dude who posted this video on YouTube going, oh, I'm going to get cancelled on YouTube because I'm talking about incest, and then he wouldn't even talk about the actual reason. And then I looked through the entire comments. Well, not the entire because there was a lot, but I looked through enough of the comments and there was nobody
general
got it.
Consensus.
No one understood why. Not one fucking person. No. And looking at a stats page. Am I going to show 14-year-olds on a stats page for a porn site? Are you insane?
Yeah.
That's not the stats. That's a promotional thing. Like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah. What the hell are you marketing?
Like,
you maggots.
You know, what if I put out stats about myself? 7 foot, 12,
I mean,
12 and a half
you get
inch
why
dick. Like, would you
Skibbity
believe
Toilet
it?
exists,
Would you
Si.
really
Like,
believe it?
I was trying to figure out in my head
They're
what
my
the fuck
stats. I made them up.
Skibbity Toilet was all about. Now I look at what's going on, and I make, you and I are both making an analysis of that, and we understand
100.
100 fucking percent. What a journey.
Man, I don't even have to look up conspiracy theories. It's irrelevant.
No, it's just there in your face.
It's like,
and if you're not, regardless of what platform you're on, everyone's,
like, I don't know.
utterly
Did
confused. I mean, all I can
Zuckerberg's
say
wife
is,
take a baseball bat to his
modern
head and
religion,
like
you
just
get an
smash
F
his
for
brains out so
copying.
he has
That's
no
for
idea?
sure.
Because if he's got like fuck, because like the IQ required him.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't need 150. You wouldn't need 120.
No.
You wouldn't. Would you need 80? I mean, maybe you'd need
think
50.
80 would probably be the minimum cut in.
I think
Anything below
you
80,
have to.
and you're like,
You
I can
might not be
tell
able.
you pretty much anything, and you'll believe it if I've got a nice looking, honest face about me.
Yeah.
And I don't start laughing after I've told you that.
I mean, so was this guy on YouTube who posted
Yeah.
this thing? Was he? So he's got an IQ of 75.
Yeah.
Basically, because he believed a stats page on Pornhub.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Gullible much? Holy shit.
Oh my lord. Like maybe actually the search term Mormon wasn't very big in Utah, and they're trying to suggest to the Mormons that they should watch all the Mormon porn that's being produced. They don't have enough freaking people watching it.
I was going to say
Amish.
Pants, like initially I thought I shouldn't, but
I haven't watched Amish porn. I'll attempt to find some in the next 24 hours.
You gotta love it.
Some people really get negative about porn. It's an educational experience, man. It tells you a lot about society, and you can learn a lot about yourself.
True.
And
Good laughs is more the best part about the crazy chats that we have. Like, regardless of what topic we hit, right? It's that. We know how to make each other laugh. Like we know the bounce point, right? That's the best bit about the Cheeps. On a Saturday night, there's no better thing. Cheap as fuck.
Cheap as fuck. Do you know the name grows on me evermore? I don't know. I thought it up. I know I thought it up, and it felt good. Like that. Like. And then when you sort of had these views on it around like it being sort of like, that real talk's cheap and like, fake talk's expensive, like the psychologist and, all this kind of being real. But then also the fact that I had the double E, like real and like.
Reel it in. Because it is a real. Like, it's real to real. Fuck's sake.
It's just like, oh man.
Yanking from a common direction.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Also, just on a note, shop talk.
Hang on, I've just got to interact with
you. Middling. Middling doesn't sound right. It sounds like there's something wrong with them. It's not a good word.
Sorry, I'll do some adulting.
Adulting.
Young adult.
Young adult. Young adult. Yeah, it's a fictional category in writing. Young adult fiction. 15 to 21. Rafaro. Give me dirty eye there.
You really only become played, right?
That's sad.
harsh.
Case.
That is so harsh, isn't it? Cross the boundary.
No, look, but
waiting for Twitch to cut us off. AI is
No.
always listening, Si. Come on.
But
AI is our best friend.
if
Sometimes when I
having
use the
sex,
hobo code, like I get away with it, but
if having sex is all
yeah,
it takes to be a man, then any woman who has sex is a man.
instantly.
Hmm?
Instantly.
That can't be what makes you a man.
Well, it doesn't. Being a man
Because
is
if it is,
taking
then women are all men.
responsibility
Because if
of
they have, as soon as they have sex, that's ridiculous.
what your penis means, you know. You are the
Ooh,
shooter of the
taking
sperm. Take
hmm
responsibility of being the shooter of the sperm.
Yeah.
You know,
Change the language.
when
Change the language
you want to
from.
lose that love gun, then you know you've got to be prepared to be a man because you
Then as a man,
rather than taking away another human being, you're gonna make one, and you got to step up to that fucker.
so as a man, change your language if you want to be a man from
True.
she got pregnant
Mm.
to I impregnated.
I gave her my seed to get
I
that
impregnated
kick off
that
that
woman.
new life.
I did that. I did that.
I
It's
am the
not she
responsible party.
something, nothing. You
No,
fucking be responsible.
you
And
dump
that's
the
being a man.
load. Take the
Because
high
you chose
road.
to do it. You didn't
Mm.
have to do that.
Step up.
Yeah. Own it.
Don't shoot the love gun.
Oh, oh yeah. She got pregnant. We got pregnant.
Mm.
I impregnated.
I
I
was the
impregnated.
giver of the gift.
I did the deed, man. You did the thing.
It wasn't spiderweb in the face. It was
No.
giving of the gift. All right.
Oh, but some women, they lie and pretend. If women lie and pretend, put a condom on.
Mm. Take precaution. That's it.
Be responsible.
Bills. Take the.
Don't do. If you think women can't be trusted in that regard, that's fine. Just be responsible. Don't, because what you're
Bring
going to
your
leave it
own.
up
That's
to.
the best policy.
You're going to leave.
Because some of
You're going
those
to leave it
ladies,
up to
they
the.
want the children, so bring your own, so you don't end up with
Be
accidental
responsible.
fatherhood.
Oh,
Be responsible.
well, it wasn't my fault.
Be
She
the one
wasn't on
that
the
brings
pill.
the plastic.
You're a fucking boy. So straight up. Huh? If you have ever said, "Oh, wasn't my fault. She wasn't on the pill,"
Mm.
you're a boy. You're a fucking baby.
You're just
You should have
practicing.
it.
You might as well
Yeah.
be shooting holes in
Go
the
get a.
ground. Might as
That's
well
right.
dig
Go
a
get a
hole and
friggin'
shoot some
vasectomy.
holes in the ground before you start,
That's right.
trying to be a father. Make some
Just
mandrakes first. Drop some in a hole in the ground.
put your
Make some
dick in a
mandrakes.
friggin'
That's it.
chastity, friggin' like little friggin' lockbox
Mm.
until you like learn how to use it properly and be responsible.
True.
That's it.
I mean, it's different, if you're at an age and then
At an age.
your version of the school's 11 wants to bounce on you. It's like a initiation rite, when
Okay. No.
if that comes
Okay.
along, like within the school, not teacher or anything, but just the 11
We've gone back to
decide.
incest porn.
No. But you
The
know what I mean? Like,
teacher porn.
don't be shy. If it's a
Yeah, if that 35-year-old woman wants to grab on your 15-year-old dick in school,
no. I do
is that what
not
you're talking about?
condone. I do not condone on that
Okay.
teacher
Okay.
student stuff. But
So no
yeah,
teacher porn for you.
that steps over the boundary of being the teacher. Like the teacher should never be, doing the student.
Teaching.
Yeah. That never should happen.
We shouldn't teach.
Well, sex education, is that the class you're in right now? You
Yeah, man.
got the local whore to come down and teach sex education to
Did
the
you? That was it. Was it?
to the local school children?
Was it John Cleese who did
Yeah.
that?
Why?
Did that whole skit where the sex education skit, and he gets his wife in and
Oh
starts like.
yeah. That was Meaning of Life, wasn't it? Yeah, one of the skits in the Meaning of Life thing.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing this for you, Johnson. Keep your eyes on me. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3. Oh, I forgot to tell you, Johnsons are coming over dinner tonight. Yeah, that was quite good. He broke some ground. That was his masterpiece. All that crew, like the Monty Python. They had a sense on reality, which was that little bit. I don't know.
Neurodivergent, apparently.
True.
Is the way it would be
A
called
different
today.
approach.
Interesting. Oh,
Snake. Hang on. Ooh, very religious night.
Apparently.
Full moon in the sky.
Oh, what are values, morals, and ethics I do?
Alan.
Oh.
Grandpa
The other
werewolf.
day.
Yeah.
This week I was with my client. We were in like Chippendale through to Redfern.
Oh, yep.
In Sydney, sort of like Central Station down to Redfern area. And these like police cars come flying past us. And we do a bunch of stuff. We end up back at their place, client's place. And you can still see police sirens cruising around. So clearly like somebody's on the run or something's doing something and, you know, they're racing around everywhere trying to hunt them down.
Yeah.
So if I was trying to hunt you, I mean, that's a bit of a mean thing to say, but we're both here. So, you know, I'm just going to use you as an example.
We'll
so
I'm the
cop and you're the robber. So you're the robber.
As the robber, I would be wearing 2 sets of clothes.
Sure. And you're trying to get away.
Yep.
And then me as the cop, I then make the loudest noise I can as I run around trying to find you.
Right. Well, that's going to make it really easy. I'll be able to hide anyway. And I hear you coming. So I just keep going away from where that big loud noise is until it's fucking quiet. That makes it real easy, don't it? Like that, if you had to play that scenario out.
So why do cops?
The sirens on.
Like, yeah. What's the fucking point? Why?
Well, because it's important to terrify your prey before you devour it and give it a ticket.
So it's just a big giant ego trip.
True. Asserting authority.
But I now know where you are, and I run away. It's not like
I'm a frightened little deer, and I'm taking off because I saw.
If you made no sirens, I might just walk down the street, and then you'd pounce me. I wouldn't even know you were coming.
Just, you know, cruising around with the cruiser
cops.
with the, you know, the deployable net from the bonnet net.
Bonnet net.
They just come up. Don't even have to get out of the car. Just deploy net. No. Boom.
The perp doesn't even know you're coming. It's a complete surprise.
Just bagged like a little tasty treat, ready to get.
And I thought about this.
Gifted.
And you see like these things in America, you know, where there's like big police chases and shit.
Yeah, lessening silence.
And it was one I saw recently, and there was like a news chopper, and the news chopper could see the criminal. And there's like fucking 10 police cars, and they're all. Wah! So the guy just hid, like, because he could hear them all. The chopper could see the guy, but the chopper couldn't tell the police.
Because there was so much noise going on because of all the sirens, couldn't get through to the officers. Of course, that's the way it works.
It's like they're actually like completely trying to not get the perpetrator. Like, is it just for them to just run around?
When it's televised, when it's televised live, is it not just a promotional thing? Like it's, you know, they want to make it as long as possible to get as many viewers in the promotional.
Yeah, I mean, what if you were like, what
was going down, you know?
So what if you're from the Redfern police station? Yeah. And the shift changes over at 6 o'clock, and this fucking perp has done this at 5:30. You want overtime?
Yeah. Hunting.
So you just make it go longer.
Hand out with finger pointing at it, going, where is it?
Where's the, you know? So when you just make all the alarms go and everything
Mm.
really, really loud, so it takes you 3 hours to catch the perp you could have catched in 10 seconds.
True. Milking the extra
Milking.
overtime milking.
Yeah.
That gives me a little
Need
bit
those
of.
sirens.
I got a little bit. I had a little bit of a semi happen. Like, sorry. As soon as I heard overtime, I was like,
Overtime, he's a bit of a semi.
ah,
Just swelled up.
still being one of those ones who has to work for a living.
You know, those that expansive sort of
doesn't
like, you
get
know,
them YouTube or them
blood started
Facebook
flooding
or
in.
them,
Mm-hmm.
them other Twitter little tasty treats.
Big sirens.
Yeah. Should sound like a cow or
So
something. Yeah.
Check me.
Yeah. Well, even a
They sound a
siren
bit
like
gay,
of a
really, don't
sea
they?
sirens, singing the sailors to their demise. Almost like a
The gay siren.
slow down kind of cat cry, calling the sailors in. Cometh, be thy dinner.
Oh, I wondered as we were listening to it, we were walking up like what street? I don't know, near TAFE, New South Wales, or TAFE Ultimo, massive street there near Central, and these like police cars are flinging themselves up the road.
I love it.
And there was a lot of me. I had to actually
almost like an
slightly
instant
restrain,
disco.
slightly.
You know when they say
I had
police
to
disco?
slightly restrain
Like
myself. Not
those lights and the siren.
to throw
Sometimes
myself.
if
I
you
want to
just
throw
add a bit
myself
of an
in front of the
extra
car.
beat underneath it,
Just get run over
it's
by the
just
police
got
car.
this absolute rave going on, like secretly.
Because imagine you could do
secret police rave,
couldn't you? Just like if you
add
had like
some
just the
drums,
right kind of
some
mental
bass.
condition where you create like massive anxiety moment from hearing all this like
everybody's
extreme
just
stuff,
like
and you just
going
throw
into
yourself out on the
convulsions
road and just get killed by the
just
police.
convulsions.
It'd be kind of I'd almost do it just for the like
ultrasonic penetrating
just for the transformation
sound.
of society. Just kill myself in front of a police car,
getting in your head
as it was getting there, you know, and just the strain. Like I was so like
instant
distressed.
brown note. Crapping your pants, vomiting.
That's it.
Dead. Coming. Dead.
Dead.
Oh, what a way out.
I know, right?
Don't wish for it, otherwise you might get it.
Yeah, I had to restrain. I had to restrain myself from like,
I thought about it for a nanosecond,
death.
and then I just went,
nah.
I've got to make a decision, but a nanosecond's all it takes.
Would I kill myself to teach this criminal something? Nah, I'd kill the criminal.
That's his business.
It is. It really is. Yeah, I mean, and I said to my client,
career side.
Well, I turned to my client
that as an actor to do that career.
Yeah, and I turned to the client and I said,
I'm not getting involved in someone else's career.
That's
dangerous.
It's interesting how criminals chase criminals.
Someone's likely to shiv you.
Yeah. You know, it's like the special thug war. It's like sort of like role playing. It's sort of like as if you had like augmented reality glasses and people were pretending they were fighting zombies in the street. You're just watching them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like the police and criminal thing. It's like just criminals facing criminals. And this is like their little fucking game. Bully v bully. You know, and then the rest of us stand around going, what a bunch of fuckwits. Like, you know.
Yeah. All you can do is be angered. That's you know, just clench your fists in rage and shake them in the air and go, why, Sky Daddy? Why?
Why?
Why did you do such a thing?
Because that's what you wanted.
Yes, exactly.
That's my fault.
Of course.
That's all. That's my fault. Of course I'm responsible. I'm an adult. I made the police because I had slightly browner skin. They wouldn't have had a job to do otherwise.
My pigmentation
kept throwing me in the back of police cars.
My ace in the hole. It was that tan skin.
That tan skin, that's right.
I fell below the quota that was required as white fella.
So the beatings were then permitted.
Unwarranted and unleashings.
Yeah, definitely.
You failed on the color chart.
Did you ever get robbed by a police officer?
No. Never had on. They've always been very how do you say it, courteous.
Oh, really?
Well, I've always been
Yeah.
courteous and quite funny.
Oh.
Like I think humor, like it can crack
Mm.
any situation. If you can make someone laugh and have a little chuckle, like even if you're an enemy, that will break the animosity, and then there's a sense of I get you because I can laugh at your joke.
The first,
Yeah,
I know that. I
yeah,
do know that.
yeah, yeah. You
I,
get a sense
the
of where
first
they're
time
at.
I was
Like it'll set
financially robbed
their value
by a police officer,
by
an
what they
Australian police
laugh at.
officer,
Yeah.
was when I was 12. So we were in like there's the last. So in Queensland, that's grade 7. In New South Wales, that'd be grade 6. Last year of primary school, we were doing jump rope for heart. And so as jump rope for heart, you have to jump rope for, X amount of times. You're going to say you're going to do it. And then
Yep.
people will give you money, for the amount
So
you jump.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was going around like collecting, like as I was, forced by the school, to go and collect money for jump rope for heart. It was like a little bit beyond my sort of graspings, but I did it. And then I was accosted by police officers in Harvey Bay. Harvey Bay police officers from the police station there. They stopped on the side. They um, um, accosted me, and then they saw that I had a bag with some money in it, some donations,
Yep.
and they robbed me.
Donations.
Yep. And they said that apparently um, that they'd stopped me because further down the street where I had not walked yet,
Yeah.
I hadn't even got there.
Someone got robbed.
Yeah, a real estate got robbed by someone who looked Mexican.
Ah.
So I was
You got
Mexican.
color coded.
Yeah, I've been color coded my whole life. Like
I don't
so,
see color personally.
what's fucking ironic is because
Yeah.
I'm the one with the white skin here, and you're the one with the brown skin.
I
It's
am not
ridiculous.
blackfacing, all right. I actually look this
We're both.
tan.
We're
I
both.
look this
I'm white
tan when
facing.
I get enough
I'm
sun. I
Biden.
mean,
I'm Biden. I'm a
my
black man with a
I'm
freaking
definitely
hood
an
on.
olive
I don't look
boy,
like
and
this at
that's what.
all.
Yeah, I'm an olive boy. Okay, even though this, you know,
We're
crazy.
both. I'm
And
white
I've
facing
got
and you're
razor
black
sharp
facing. It's
teeth on this
hilarious. It's
character,
fucking
so I
great, man.
love it.
It's
I
all,
love it.
oh,
I've
I love
actually
your.
got
I was actually
fucking
noticing your
razor
razor
sharp
teeth.
teeth. Yeah,
Are they new?
I added it to all my characters. I want my shark teeth.
I like the shark teeth. I noticed that. I didn't mention it before. I
It's a
thought like
killer
maybe I'd missed it.
smile.
It's a great smile, man.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
fantastic
And it's
smile. The
just raw
police would love
steak
that smile.
fucking Christmas like that
They
chick,
would, yeah.
eating that big fucking,
And
thing with her bare
it
hands
wasn't the
and
first time I'd been
ripping into it.
attacked
I
by
mean,
police officers, but
ah!
I was
That's what I
robbed.
want. I want one of them
And
fucking
so
steaks with shark teeth. Yeah,
after being robbed by the police officers as a 12-year-old, and then for being Mexican, um,
that's awful. Like
yeah,
profiling. Fuck's sake.
fucking Queensland, mate.
Yeah, yeah. I
What do you
expect no less.
expect? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I expect no less either.
At least in New
And
South Wales as a kid, I got treated like a semi-adult because I understood teenage angst. It wasn't
nice,
many
nice.
times I got
Did they know your
trouble.
grandparents?
Everyone knew my grand.
Well, there you go, bro.
Yeah,
They
there
wouldn't
wasn't a
fuck with them,
person
would
in
they?
town who didn't know my grandmother,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and we knew pretty
Yep.
much everybody else. To us.
Indeed. Of course. So I then go back to school and they're like, where are your donations? And I've got my paperwork saying I've got donations and there's no money.
Yeah,
And so then I get fucking totally destroyed at school because I've robbed the school. I've stolen the donations.
yeah. They
Yeah.
took that.
Beaten by my
The
mother.
old
I'm
Popo
gonna
took it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
popo. And imagine that. You're a 12-year-old and
Mm,
you're saying to your school teacher, I got robbed by the police.
got rid of the Popo.
Like, and then
Oh.
so my mother like was in disbelief, like, and we
Mm.
went to the police
Yeah, yeah.
station.
We do
And
not
what do you think
believe
the
you at
police
all.
said?
We didn't take it. Of course we didn't. Don't be
We don't even know
ridiculous.
who are you. We've never even seen you.
Fuck.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
nothing.
You
So
wimpy
that's my
kid.
first. Yeah, and that
Thanks for the policeman's ball
that's right.
special
Donations.
donations.
Hmm.
It's tax deductible, but we're not going to give you a receipt. Otherwise, that would validate.
That's right. So that was that wasn't the first time. That was the first time I was robbed by police, but it wasn't the first time I was assaulted or like captured and like imprisoned by police.
Yeah. I don't know. I probably have mentioned in a previous episode. I had that special occasion where jaywalking and ended up being tagged by a certain person because I looked like I could afford it. But yes, I get it. I get it.
It's
It looks
radical.
like we can afford to get away with this because this little Mexican looks like he's a lion son of a bitch.
Yep.
We can steal this money and say that we didn't take it, and then he'll get in trouble because
Yep.
they'll think
So I'm sorry,
spend it on
Soz. Actually, I'm going to say sorry, not sorry.
a portable dildo machine to.
If you're a police officer,
Yeah.
and you interact with me, my name is Cy Starkman, in case you're not fucking aware, right? And then
I'll
you
always be
experience
Orion
me.
So I'm a man of mystery. I try to keep my identity.
If well, I just
I mean,
say
there's a
straight
certain
up, man.
element which I know that could probably look me up and find out who I am, but I
Who cares, bro?
prefer
Yeah, nah,
Orion.
man.
Like Orion's always
Oh, you've
been,
always been Orion.
yeah, and ever more to be the.
Oh, the M, and I am the cyber, and it's like my father actually like laughed. He was like, "Oh no, I intentionally chose your name. I should have copyrighted it." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck."
What?
You did not. You did
Yeah.
not choose this intentionally. But anyway,
SY was the original version of
no, no,
Psy.
no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no,
No. But I'm
no.
saying in the
Okay,
oldness
yeah,
days,
yeah.
SY was.
But yeah, man, like I after like police were the one when I tried to run away from home and save myself from like the horrific experience. The police would always be the ones that drag me back and put me back into like the prison of doom,
Yeah.
the death fucking
For
camp, the
dropping off the
fucking
parents after
yeah,
incident.
the
Yeah.
concentration camp of fucking like gasification.
Hmm.
Um,
Motherly
I am
love. Yeah.
motherly love. Just to as she says now in the way.
Mother.
Look, look. I'll give my mother credit
Yeah.
to like psychologically comprehend the horrific fucking nightmare you put upon your child.
Mm.
You have to retcon it because otherwise you're
Well,
just going to go
look,
insane.
everyone's got their own.
You got
Like
to retcon.
you and I both recognize that we are the sum total of shit in our head.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
get it. I accept the
but we're
retconning.
also other things. Like we're beyond we're that and we're something else, right? I think most people
So,
realize that who get above a certain intelligence. They
mm,
go, they. It's not like they're super smart, but because of what they have taken in, apprehend, and can put to practice,
mm,
what gives them,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
application.
Sadly, I don't know what level of like victim counseling with police I would need to do to eventually trust them, but
Mm.
sorry, World Police Forces, I have literally zero
I guess I
trust.
was just of the right hue to be able to not um take too much trouble for
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
being
yeah.
in this particular locale. You know what I mean? Like
They were a frightened you. You'd be fucking lying. They were
I
frightened of your
know, and there
grandmother,
was
man. Your
terrible
grandmother would
stuff
have
going
beaten them
on, man. I mean,
senseless.
74 and before that, it was harsh in all states of
Harsh.
Australia
Oh man,
for
like
anyone who was above or below a certain hue in their skin pigmentation.
mm. I am, but I want to say this. And so one of my clients this week, this was a little hard for me actually, sitting there. So this is definitely a real talk is
Taking
cheap
it.
moment. So they show me this, like I'm helping them. They show me, they're like, I want to post this thing on Facebook that's important to me. So I'm going to help them do that. I don't give a fuck what it is,
Stopping it.
I don't care what that is. I'm going to help them do it because I care, man. I care about other people's stories. And so they had this, it was a comic, it was a little bit of a comedy thing, but not comedy. And it was this Jewish comic, I guess, or somebody like, and they were saying all this stuff. And they said at the end of it, like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, do you really want to know what I think about this? Like,
Honest opinion? Would you like my honest or my less critical?
and if they ever watch this, you have no idea. I actually had not eaten. I was so hangry. Like I
Oh,
was
I
twitching.
understand that.
I was
I get to that
twitching.
level.
And I'm being
Eat
shown this
horse and start
video,
chasing
which
jockey.
is basically like, fuck you, fuck the world. We can kill whoever we want. You know, it's their fault, not our. We have no responsibility. You know, and I'm just like,
The
you
true
want my opinion?
nihilist. When the
You
true
want my
nihilist
opinion?
comes out,
Oh,
that's
his
it.
opinion on this? Oh my god!
You are nothing but meat that exists in an ever dying universe.
So I like, you know, I like freaking like I just centered myself as best I could.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, and I can't repeat all the things, well, just because I
Of
had
course.
forgotten, because it was just on the moment. The crux of it was this: I don't give a fuck about Israelis, and I don't give a fuck about Palestinians. What I find is this: is that there are good, there are people, and there are assholes,
Yep.
and
And
that's it.
unfortunately, there
Mhm.
seems to be a higher sprinkling. Thank you, God, of assholes than there are.
And you know, I said, and I pointed to her. I pointed to my client, and I said, "You're Jewish. You're a good person." I
Yep.
said, "You've got a support worker.
Yep.
They're Lebanese.
Yep.
They're a good person,
Yep.
right? I'm a good person. We're three completely different viewpoints,
Yes.
but you
But
know
we can
what?
all tolerate
We're
each
all
other.
actually
Yeah.
good people. You know, we're not a fucking assholes. You know." And then there's these other
Put
people.
out to burn people. Out to
Yeah. So it's not about
trick
Palestinians and
them out of
Israel.
their.
It's about fucking
Yep.
assholes
Yep.
versus assholes, and
Mm.
all the nice people just get smashed in the face in
Yep.
the go between.
The ever-loving
And
beings become,
and she's like, "But what do you
Samaritan.
think about
Being the
Australians like
Samaritan
having
and getting
commentary
butt
about it?"
fucked.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
"Australians
Yeah.
having a comment?" I'm
True.
like, Australia has
Well, a lot
more.
of
It's actually,
Americans think of us as just some sort of fucking soundstage, which is like the funniest thing ever. Like,
bro.
live
Australia
in it.
has
You
more.
don't even
Is
know shit, Americans. We have to defend
Australia is on
ourselves
more
without weapons. Okay, we have to use our special fucking words to get out of
words.
situations where
Words.
people want to fucking kill you.
Someone was actually telling me about that, like in America, like you go there and then the fight you've had a disagreement in the pub and you think it's finished, but then you go outside and an old mate's waiting outside with
Yeah,
his
yeah,
gun.
yeah,
You want
yeah.
to fucking go? I'll fucking kill you. And I was listening to them telling me that. I was like,
That sounds like
and I was
monkey
like,
with gun. Like that is a
I said, you know
dangerous
what you do in that
combination.
situation? You walk straight up to them and you put their gun in your mouth.
Yeah, you go, go!
Do me a favor, mate. Oh,
Exit
just start
quick.
tweaking your nipples while you've
Yeah,
freaking
yeah.
got the mouth, when they got the
Come
gun
on,
in your
hurry
mouth.
up,
Come
hurry
on.
up. I'm just
And you
almost
watch them
there.
run away. You watch them run away to the hills like freaking little piss puddle cowards. Fucking guns. Take a
Jeez.
gun. I'd disarm them on the spot and fucking shoot them in the face.
Well, it
Oh my
depends on how
gosh.
quick you are, Si. You know,
Oh, well,
oh,
maybe
you
you
can
put the
pull a
gun.
couple
You
of
put the
guns.
gun in your
It
mouth. You put the
depends.
gun in your
Like
mouth. You
you
start
look
like
at them
telling
and
them, and you
you
say,
can tell
"Please,
in
please
someone's
kill me. I've just
eyes,
wanted this my whole life."
like in an
No,
instant.
we're gonna,
You can
have a freaking
normally tell
chance,
in
mate.
someone's
Done,
eyes
done. Whiskey's great.
what the response. Look
Oh,
into that
you
person's
know that.
eye,
Yeah,
and you
you
see a
know.
cold-hearted cunt
You,
behind them eyes,
I know
like
you
through
know.
those windows.
Yeah,
You
mate. They'll
just
blow
go,
you. Yep.
"You're right, mate. You want a
You're right,
beer?
mate.
Can I shout you a fucking
Yeah,
beer
that's
right
a
now?
completely
Will that
different
be okay to make
situationship.
sure this
You just enter a
de-escalates as
situationship
quickly
with
as
them because something
possible?"
there like that. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know
You're
because I've
willing to
got those
spend
eyes.
coin to undo the situation. You know, we're not going to be friends, but this
No.
misunderstanding will be
Mm.
overlooked by my purchase of
Oh, it's yeah.
several drinks to
Yeah.
make you
And you can
forget.
tell
Because
me about all the
we're
people you've
not good
killed in your
mates,
back
and we've
in the
never
back of
met
your ute.
before. This
You know,
situation never happened.
and the various heads you keep back at your house that you like have sex with. You know, that's right.
So close.
Freaking, it's freaking,
Could
yeah,
have been
man.
another shrunken.
Could have been. Could have been.
Could have been. Another addition of dolls.
Yeah, the
Cupboard.
dolls. That's right. Meow, 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 meow. Mhm.
I can get away with it. Okay, like no one's coming searching. There is no doll, but we are willing to go that far. And
Yeah, no, yeah, totally. And as with the Australian thing, she asked me about like should Australians have an opinion? I was like,
true.
Australians are up on. Australia has been called by the UN on for more human rights violations than Israel.
Yeah. Exactly.
Australia should shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Sit down. Number 2.
And shut the fuck
down,
up. Americans, shut the fuck up.
Sit
What do you do
down,
to your
number
freaking
1.
what do you do to fucking Native American people? What do you do? What do you do? Shut the fuck up. You know, oh, help this Palestinian family, help them come out of there. Shut the fuck up with who are the homeless people that you see down the street that you drive past in your freaking like leased car every day? You fucking get fucked. Go and help them. Help them. Help them. Help that homeless family. Help somebody. Actually help somebody. Sit there like, you know, tweaking your goddamn nipples over some freaking Palestinian family that you give $5 to that's pretending that you freaking even care about
They're
them.
the real people
Get fucked.
suffering.
You know,
Well,
and I started thinking about it across the whole world.
Right.
Japanese, shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. You killed all the Ainu. I thought
Mm.
about the Chinese. I thought, well,
Mm.
you know, the Chinese, they just kill each other. They've had
Yeah.
like thousands of years of just
But
murdering the shit out of each other. They should
that is
have an
inherent
opinion.
in humanity. Like as a
And that was, you know
as
what?
their little groups.
And at
The
the end of the
grouping.
thing,
All they
you
do
got it,
is
man.
they just want to kill each other.
I said, I want to play you a song. It's from a band called the KLF. And they played this on the radio with the, you know, Bosnia Herzegovina and freaking Sarajevo bullshit and all that.
C91.
Humans against killing just sounds like junkies against dope. And she just looked at me and I said, and that's what I think.
Inherent nature of the angry fucking ape.
That's right. Humans against killing just sounds like junkies against dope. Shut the fuck
Pissing
up.
in the wind. Straight in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over and
like,
over
seriously,
again. Golden fucking showers.
You'd kill anybody for a $4 freaking, you know, pair of, $4 pair of underpants. You would literally
jump over your dying grandma.
Yeah, you would punch her in the face for a freaking $5 shower curtain.
Yep.
Made by slave children. Fuck off.
Other country.
Fucking Palestinians freaking being hurt. Jesus. Bunch of wank jobs.
Let them have the plastic. We don't need it. We've got the lead poisoning last generation. Fucking thinking backwards fucking.
That's right. Asbestos, lead. Yeah. Yeah, let the little children over in China have the plastics and stuff. You know, I want my fucking cheap freaking shower curtain. I don't need to pay much for that. Get fucked. You know,
sounds wonderful.
Sick fuckers.
Yeah. You know, I can't put myself in that mindset. But you know what I mean? Like being an absolute fucking cunt. Like,
no, I can't.
To me, that's just like. I mean, I can understand defending myself. If someone's done me wrong.
Yeah.
Like dealing out the wrath. Happily dealing.
Yeah.
But instigate to you know, violate fundamental, you know what I mean, reasoning from stopping me from stomping you out. Like, yeah, my fuse is fairly long, but
no, but it's not infinity.
It isn't infinity.
I would say this. I'm going to say this. I would suggest that within this Hamas, there would be plenty of people with guns in their hands who are doing that because if they don't, they're going to get shot in the face. Right? It's not because they believe in it. It's not because they're assholes.
They're scared.
It's because they're surrounded by assholes. Right? And you in Israel, a lot of you, most of you are fucking beautiful people.
Yeah.
And you know what? That if you open your mouth, you're going to be fucking attacked by assholes. You know? And you know who's fucking hurting each other? The assholes. It's like that police and that criminal.
Yeah. And they're on both sides, man. They're the ones
police and the criminal
to get the trouble.
They're the fucking trouble. The rest of us, we're just walking down the street trying to get to our fucking next snack.
True.
You know?
You know?
Palestinians,
next
Israelis, you know what? They've both got the same skin color. They're both the same people.
Yep.
They freaking both love. They've both got children. They're both just trying to freaking get a snack.
Get along.
And you know what? A bunch of fucking assholes are using both sides as freaking, you know,
leverage to make a few
leverage.
bucks.
Yeah. Right?
Sad
Just
indictment of fucking.
yeah, yeah. It only takes 2 or 3 assholes, and you can have freaking millions of freaking nice people just getting smashed
True.
and terrified to the point where they're carrying guns, shooting people who are freaking lovely people too. And if they just like, and they just actually have a cigarette together and just sit down and go, I fucking love you, man. Like, yeah, no, just, you want to go fucking have a joint? Yeah, let's go, fucking joint. Talk some freaking sports news. That's the majority of humanity. These fucking Palestine versus Israel. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. It's
Hey,
not about
look.
that. But it's not about that, man.
Yeah.
It's literally these sad things.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Realizations.
Yeah, that's it.
Come to
And just remember that
realizations of
whenever you
what the,
wonder, just remember,
what you
if you want
believed
to
was
try and
the
say
common
you don't care,
norm, is actually,
humans against
truthfully,
killing just sounds like junkies against dope.
I love it.
We have been killing
Fear porn. We've been fed fear porn for
non-stop.
so long. We demand it. That's why this morning, like I said, I spent
And the
like
client
3
asked me,
hours
why
just
don't
watching
people,
fucking cunts getting bombed by these fucking drones, and they were
why?
accurate as fuck.
She said, the client says to me, why don't like the Western world complain about Sudanese?
Yeah,
You know, they're like dying in droves
true.
because it's not entertaining.
No,
That's what I was like.
there's no entertainment
There's
value.
no fear porn in it. That's why.
Yeah, it's
This is entertaining.
expected. Like we've gotten to that level where it's now expected that behavior is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sudanese dying, whatever.
Send their
And,
kittens to
yeah.
repatriate for the loss of parent.
Yeah, like, and we haven't talked about this stuff. And for me, it's very difficult, man. It's very difficult.
Well,
We talk about that.
geopolitics is not really our thing. We just everything.
But this is very personal for me,
Yeah,
like, because
yeah.
my whole life has
I
been
get it.
like
I get it.
brutalized by this bullshit.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Being
I'm
secularized.
so a good friend, the Kabbalistic says that the problem is, science, that you're Jewish. Ish.
Oh, that stings. You almost made it into the fucking club. You know that? You almost became a chosen one, Si.
I know, but
Holy
I'm not.
shit, you came close.
I know,
But
but
you
I'm
just
scum. I'm
that
literal.
twinge.
Yeah,
You get
I'm.
where unfortunately cannot join. We can teach you,
No.
but it's going to cost you money.
Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh, I know, right?
Oh, I know that was a bit of an uppercut, but hey.
No, straight up,
Yeah,
man. Like,
yeah.
I can be a Jew for $2,000,
Yeah,
but I
true.
can't be Jew because my grandfather was.
True.
That's how cool Yahweh is.
Oh,
How does that work? How does that even fucking work?
don't ask me questions about the donkey.
I don't
Okay?
know, this is crazy,
I'm not
man.
going to answer
It's
your questions about the donkey. He's got his own reasons.
This is absolutely
Okay?
loopy. All
Yeah.
right. So yeah, all you have to do to be a Jew is spend 1,500, $2,000, done. Right. But me, no. Like my grandfather was Jewish, and all the things, happy days, my heritage. No. I've got to spend $1,500. So Yahweh just wants
Let's
money.
just say it was a lettuce leaf thing, okay?
Why
And
does
leave it
Yahweh
at
want
that.
money?
Just say it was a lettuce.
Oh.
Okay, he went his separate way because he got embarrassed and he went, MFers, I'm out of here. I'm taking my
So my
faith.
dad, as you know, my dad's
F
Papuan.
you.
So my dad's always said to
Either
me, "Oh, you
with
can't
me or
go to
you're against
Papua."
me, and if you mock me and you treat me like shit, I'll make you wander in the wilderness. Fuck you.
My dad being
Right? No.
Papuan.
Well, I mean, I
My
don't
dad
get
still at
it,
least
but it
told me,
just
I can't go to Papua.
yeah,
He says, you'll get killed.
true.
I'll get killed because they'll see my half caste.
I wanna
Right? They'll kill me because
I
I'm
wanna
shit.
make sure
So
things are right. Where
if I go to
the
Papua,
majority of the color is that.
if I go to Papua New Guinea, I'll get murdered for being a half
Quite easy to
caste.
get your head caved in.
Oh
Place like
yeah,
that.
so your great grandfather was Malaysian. So I speak to Malaysian people, and they're like, "Oh, you said Malaysian, like you're fucking racist." It's like I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know, like Malay. Okay, Malay. Fuck you. Like that's what you think about your culture. Your culture. Fuck you. Like I'm somebody who's like so far like trying to like attach to something. Like, hey,
Yeah.
could I learn something about that? Oh, yeah, fuck you. Like I got to turn to a Jew. Fuck you.
Like I've
We're gonna point
always
guns at you. I
considered
turn to like a
myself
Muslim. No, you're
indigenous.
a Jew.
Like
Yeah,
like
Australian.
I'm Australian indigenous. Like I'm not Aboriginal,
And why is that?
but because
Because
my
you're
ancestors
of the
came over here and
country.
raped and killed and stole this little bit of the colonized bit of the country.
But you
They
are
have their own
natively
rules.
original. You are Aboriginal
But
Australian.
I've eaten enough of the dirt and the plants and
Correct.
animals,
Correct.
you know, lick the trees and
Sorry,
kiss
Aboriginal
the toads
Australians.
and
He's Aboriginal Australian.
yeah. I am considered myself as
Hmm. Hmm.
my family's heritage.
That's a powerful
X
statement,
amount of
man.
we've integrated with the Aboriginal.
Yeah, that's
That's
a
the way I
powerful
see
statement.
myself. I'm not here to colonize you.
That is
I'm an
actually being more
integrator because I
Australian.
was brought
That's being
here
more
as a
Australian.
prisoner. My
Hmm.
family was brought here as prisoners, and we want to integrate with the indigenous country because our own country kicked us out. We weren't worthy to be there, so we came here.
You
So
weren't rich enough.
long
You
live
weren't land.
gone land.
You weren't the landed
Yeah.
gentry.
No.
Oh.
No, we were rejects from the landed gentry.
Oh, no wonder we like each
Our
other
poor
around here because we're just
ancestors
pieces of
stole
shit.
apples from the rich people. We
Oh.
apologise. So we came over here just seeking refuge from these imperialist bastards.
I consider you Indigenous. Fuck, we've gone some places tonight, bro.
I've got to give myself a new name. Like I've got the Orion sinner, always the sinner.
I love
I
your
need
name.
to connect with the land. I'm gonna have to go on a walkabouts.
Orion Bunjalung Shinshu.
I need to. Don't. I have to get it. It has to come as I'm teeing off my nose. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
just either mushies or some sort of other chemical inhibitors to create the right response to get the name. It's easy. Like you've done it once, you don't need to do it again. So occasionally use it to get that extra reference. The inspiration. Is that what it'd be called? Like you dip into the devil's mix to get the inspiration. You don't have to stay there.
No, you don't.
You occasionally just dip into the ever flowing web of knowledge that exists in all places at all times. Come back out without too much brain damage.
Oh, yeah, man.
It's a lot of information. The
It
universe
is.
is just like this everlasting song of the glory, the background, the hiss, the way it was punched out, that frequency of nothingness. Like if we look at all data frameworks come in, all of our listening to the great beyond, that whole set of information, SETI exploration, I should say, and us decrypting packets, and we've learnt more about outside than we've learnt more about what's under the sea.
Yeah.
That's how fascinated we are with the outside than we
Well,
are with
then,
what is here.
so is this the Western versus Eastern approach, do you think? As it's called, as it's sort of labeled?
Perhaps. Looking up, looking down. I guess under the sea is looking down, but it's just so much there.
Oh, talking about under the sea. Have you seen this guy? He's called Korean Comic on YouTube. And I don't know what else he does, but he does these like reviews, or not reviews, but like it's sort of like a review of Disney movies.
Yeah.
Oh, no, clearly you haven't.
I haven't. I'm just scamming you. Come on. I haven't heard anything. Lay it on me.
Korean. So he just gets yeah, like no. I'll send you one. I'll send you one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Send me a link.
yeah. Korean comic.
I need to check.
They're about 10 minutes
check the
long, so
content.
yeah, and he just like takes Disney movies.
Absolutely.
And just
like takes a piss.
Oh,
am I like hitting it on the head so quick?
Oh, so good. Like,
pardon me.
And just like
it happens when I'm really drunk. Sorry.
what are you sponsored by tonight?
The Summersby again.
Summersby.
Very much. Cost me only $20 for the
20?
440s 10-pack. It's like,
No
what
way.
the fuck?
What the fuck?
You guys love me.
A
You're
10
actually
pack of
making it super
440s.
cheap. Yeah. 10-pack of 4.
Not just real
25
cheap,
bucks.
it's like super
Super
cheap.
cheap.
Super cheap.
I won't drink them all. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't have to wake up in the morning and have one. Like normally, just the Cheeps are enough for the required amount of the I've had fifth one.
Yeah, so I'm
Getting
drinking
tonight.
JB,
I
J and
decided I
B.
had to have some sort of scone or something. So I bought these delightful scones from the local bakery today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, curry.
Oh, I love a curry pie.
Swung it out, bang it out.
Oh, fucking curry pie, mate.
Good.
Is it curry pie? Do you prefer a curry pie or a mushroom pie? Beef and
Can I have a
mushroom or
mushroom and curry pie?
oh, I was
No,
actually just thinking.
I'm a
I was
mixture of
actually.
taste.
I was,
You can give me like a full
I
vegetable
want the
pie.
beef and mushroom curry
I
pie.
want a full
Yep.
meal in a pie.
Oh.
A pie meal. I can have the pie meal and like layer of meat, potato, um, carrots, beans, cheese. You know what I mean? Like make it a real, get it happening.
Let me read the back. Let me read the front of this actually. So I am drinking by appointment to Her Majesty the Queen, wine merchants
HMS.
Justarani and Brooks Limited. Justarini. Yeah, Justarini and Brooks Limited.
I'm
St.
feeling a bit
James Street, London, England. Rare J&B. A blend of the purest of Scotch whiskies. Justarini and Brooks, St. James Street, London.
My mouth's watering when you say those words.
Blended Scotch whiskey
Just want
with
you
a
to
Y.
drink it.
No E.
Instantly,
Oh, does it?
that's the sound of
Just...
that whole description. Like if you hadn't started drinking by the time you finished reading it, like there'd be something wrong with you. Scones and pro working. Works for me.
So I took my car to get registered this week, and it's got like a thing with its. I can feel it. So the power steering is starting to become a bit boat-like.
Like
it's a bit soft. It's a bit too soft. Yep. So I know that needs fixing. So he took it in there and he's figured out the part. It's going to take 3 weeks to get the part in from Japan. Blah 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 blah. All good. And he like puts the car back on the hoist, and he just starts laughing. He says, "Come here." And we look up, and I've spent $2,000 on this, right?
Yep.
And we look up, and the transmission is leaking. And he just starts laughing. He says, "Take it back to him." And I was embarrassed. I'm just like, "Can you please call them? Please call them. I don't want to call them. Please call them."
Yep.
Like, they're not going to believe me. They're going to believe you. There's a leak coming out of it. And I'm just.
The problem is obvious.
I'm just can't. I'm just fucking. I've been this the third time.
Yeah.
They're really professional. It's just fucked in the head. So, and so I'm like, all right, okay, I'll take it back there. So I go there this week.
Yeah.
And it's not the normal guy I speak to. It's this other guy. And he's like, oh yeah, I remember you. He's like, you're joking. I'm like, I'm not joking.
Well,
he said, bring it on Friday afternoon. No worries. We'll check it out. I'm like, okay, cool. So Friday afternoon, yesterday. So this is literally, I'm hangry as fuck. I've just had this conversation about Israel and freaking Palestine. Like I'm in the car, losing my fucking brain.
Fully heated, of course.
Just completely insane. I'm driving to the mechanic, insane, right? Perhaps unsane. And I get there, have a little bit of a breathing exercise. Go in. I'm like running through my mind how I'm going to speak things, like I've processed it. And I'm not angry. It's just that I would need to say it the right way. Like, I'm not actually angry at all.
The delivery.
Yeah, delivery is important, and so, and for some reason, like early in the week
Remember
when the
that
guy
old
said,
thing that you don't want the messenger shot.
no, exactly, I don't. And so the guy who I saw earlier in the week, who was really really appreciative, and I'm sort of like, I didn't even want to. He's like, no, you don't have to be sorry. This is like, he was really conciliatory. And so I get there on Friday, and he's like, who are you? And I'm like, Blag. And he's like, oh, what the fuck? He's like, give me the keys, leave the car. And I'm like, no, we're putting the car up and we're gonna have a conversation.
Yeah.
And then he gets really angry at me in a sort of a very subtle way, not big angry, but I could tell he was angry. And I'm
Trying
like,
to
get
point across.
fucked. I'm get fucked in my mind. I'm like, get fucked. I'm like super hangry right now. I could really go this, but get fucked. I'm just gonna chill out. Fuck you. And so he takes the car in. So I start filming him. I'm zooming because he picks up an air gun, and I'm like, in my brain, like in its hangry state, it's like, you're gonna fucking blow it away and like say it's not, there's nothing there, and fuck you. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm gonna film you through the door. And so they eventually come and get me and bring me in. And we're standing there then with that guy, and then the guy who I have spoken to previously.
Yeah.
I like him. He's cool. So
Workable.
yeah, new guy. I don't know him very well. I've seen him around, but now I'm dealing with him, and somehow he's being a bit of a dick. And they point up at and he points up at it, and he's like, "Here's the seal for the transmission, the transfer case.
Yeah.
Like, there's no leak. Mm-hmm. It's leaking." He's like, "It's from this inspection port, right?" And I'm standing there, and I
Hopefully you're
go,
standing just underneath there, so drop
"Oh, it's
out and
leaking. It's leaking.
land in his face. Yeah.
It's leaking." And I'm like, "All right, I'm not angry." And then the nicer guy at that time says, who's who I'm generally speaking, says, "You've got full rights to be angry." I said, "I'm not.
I love how they got
I
the underling to do it. Tell you.
well, no,
The
no, no,
new
no,
guy.
no. These two guys are the owners or
Oh,
something
okay.
close, right? No, I'm with the senior people. The first time I took it in, so this is the third time.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time.
Damn.
It's not the second time. This is the third time I've been back.
Ow.
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 And I'm like, and I took him through it. I said, look, there are three things in this situation.
Yep.
There's a person, there's a transfer case, and there's a seal. One of them is faulty.
Yeah.
And I pointed at the guy and I said,
Well, better
you're
care
not,
was taken.
and I said, you're not faulty, right? You're not faulty. So it's either the transfer case or the seal. And I've thought through this. Now, seals can
And
fail,
yeah, which is
but now you're showing me
the failure point.
the seal hasn't failed. It's this other thing, the other thing. So I've thought about it and I thought, well, is it the transfer case? And I thought, well, have I run it so low on oil before I got it to you the first time that it sees like something happened? It ran out of oil and it overheated and it cooked it and it's warped it. Total reasonable. I said, but I would assume if that was the case, I probably couldn't drive the car here. He's like, if that was the case, you're like, no, it would be inoperable. So that wasn't the case. And I said, and if it was inherently faulty, if the vehicle was inherently faulty, this part from when it was born was faulty, then Coca-Cola, who bought this car, because it's not I didn't buy it original. Coca-Cola, who bought the car as a fleet vehicle, they would have gone, fuck you, this is faulty. So it's not that. So given that it's not the problem, which is the seal, I'm going to have to say that the whole surface was covered in so much oil that you couldn't figure out what the problem was when you told me that the main seal and the transfer case seal needed to be replaced, and there was actually a third issue you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Because it was covered in oil. And he's
Some
like,
sort of
sure.
Microfraction in one of the
And he
covers.
said, yes, but still, that's our fault. We should have diagnosed that.
They should have pinned the microfracture.
So he said, you're totally within your rights to be angry. And I said, but I'm not. I'm not angry.
Place the cover and micro seal, and then
We're all good now. So I said, well, no worries. Please do. And so he said, hey, would you like the Volkswagen again? I go, yeah, sure. No worries. Okay, let's go do that. So we leave that. And I turn around to the guy who was being a bit of a dick to me because now I'd been there for a while. I had a bit of context.
yeah.
And I said, hey, the other day you were really kind, and today you've been a bit of a dick. I was really frank.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had the Palestinian
Drop the bomb.
conversation,
Yeah.
right? So I'm able to be frank.
You're
Like,
ready
so I
to
was just
drop
like,
bombs. That's
oh,
it.
yeah, bombs are fine. And I'm like, so, you've been, and he's like, oh, mate, I just can't wait for this day to be over. And I said, I fully understand that. It's totally okay. Go get your beer. It's all good, right? It's all good. I appreciate you. And we cruised off. Yep, don't be a dickhead again. We cruise away and we're talking. And we come up to the Volkswagen, we're having a laugh and a nice moment. And I just say, I love you guys. I love your work. And he just looks at me embarrassed. And he's like, don't like you. This is the third time you're back. You cannot say you love our work. And I said,
no, well, I mean, once it was established there was a problem,
exactly.
willing to
I said,
sort it out.
hang on. Exactly. I said, no. I'm not talking about that work. I'm saying I love your work because I could go to many mechanics and right now they would be trying to find any reason, to kick me out. But you're going to fix the problem. So I love your work
Sort
because
it out.
that's your work because you're going to sort it out. You sorted it out, right? It's totally fine. So away we go. So they're going to fix that up. So I've decided as I've thought through this, is that when I go back in there, they call me up and they say, yeah, the repair is done now, and this inspection report and in the transmission. And so my estimate is that would have taken them 2 additional hours and some part. So when I go back in there, I'm going to offer them $350. I'm not going to offer them $1,500 to have pulled my transmission out again for the third fucking time.
Yeah.
Because that's on them. But if they had
That's
identified the problem in the first time, then they would have told me there was 3 problems, and the third problem cost an extra $300. So I'm going to offer them some money. I'm going to offer some for people who have fucked me around 3 times.
See how they go. Yeah.
Because you know what? There are people and there are assholes.
Yeah. Life about.
And they're not assholes, and nor am I. Right? So they're fixing a significant problem in my vehicle, and they should have identified it last time. So I'm not giving them $1,500, but I will give them the money for fixing it.
Cost for the part. Yeah.
Well, and also because they had to go deeper into the transmission, it would have taken them an extra hour or 2, I think. I think it would have taken them an extra hour or 2. Yeah, it would have taken them
one person.
Yeah, so I'll give them that. And I just want to say this, and because I think this is really important. It's like we're actually, and even an AI, we're all having a go at AI is making hallucinations. They had a hallucination.
Yeah. They're introduced to our hallucination. Okay, let's not get that wrong. Okay.
I know the AIs were introduced to our hallucination.
Our hallucinating motherfucking.
And those 2 mechanics there, they had a hallucination. Now I'm not going to beat the child for thinking the dog has 5 legs. I'm just not going to do that.
Oh, that's so cute. But you know, they actually have 4.
They
Next
have 4
time,
legs. Next time. Or explain to me why they have 5.
Maybe the 5th
Because
was represented as a tail. Maybe it was a tail. It was down,
tail leg.
but it looked like a leg.
The down leg. Yeah.
Come on. Give the child
maybe
a little
whenever
bit
you've
credit.
seen dogs moving, they move quite quickly and they seem like they have an extra leg.
Maybe that's it. It was looking at the dog
the
in
spirit
motion.
Leg.
It was doing the running motion.
The running motion of a dog.
Trying to do the running motion of it. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it had 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12. Only ever seems to have a small amount of difference. There's never 10,000 fingers. It was 6 or 8 fingers.
So I've got a question for you. Because you've been around the traps.
True. I'm going to have a short
So while you think about, and you're in a short pausing moment, here's my question for you to think about. So these two guys are Italian. I mean, I don't think they're Greek. I think they're Italian. I'm pretty sure they're Italian. So, what alcohol should I give an Italian? Like as a gift, which will just blow their minds. Here's this guy who should be super angry at them. Fuck you cunts. Why have you fucked me around for fucking a month and a half now? All that kind of crap. I'm going to go in there with a bottle of alcohol. I'm going to offer them $300 and say, thank you for fixing my car.
Black Ouzo solves all problems.
Done. Ouzo. I was wondering what it was, and that's the answer. Ouzo. Yep. Black Ouzo. Because I want them to come out of this experience valuing who they are as people, valuing what they do as a business, like seeing that them offering people and being respectful and like actually that is rewarded.
Yeah.
Not punished.
I think that would be the like honorable
Bottle of Black
gift.
Ouzo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I had to negotiate, that would be.
Yeah.
Definitely see effect in that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I think that's because I want to I think they're nice people, but I really want to transform their experience and like really help them double down on their professionalism. And I think that's the way, is not just money, but like a gift like that, like as a thank you. And maybe a gift.
Well, that
And
is
I
a
go
thing. Like to
and I go and
someone.
what I do is I go and pick up the car late in the day, and that bottle of ouzo is actually cracked, and we all have a fucking shot, and we chink glasses and
grab a couple of little plastic shoddy glasses. Bam, bam.
Yeah, and say thank you very much. Because I mean, they don't know me. I'm some rando sent by one of their clients, and I've got this shitty car. Like they've got Maseratis and shit in there, man. They got good cars. They got fucking good cars in there, and I'm nobody.
Yeah.
And I've come in with this freaking 2005 Kluger with rust on it, and I'm like, fix my car. It's like I've actually $2,000. Like I've paid $5,000 for the car. Like it's like I
You
spent
already paid half again.
Yeah,
Make sure
like
it keeps going.
It's like, why am I even doing this in their minds? Like why would they even care? And I think that they have cared, even though I have the shittiest car they've probably ever dealt with.
Yeah.
And
They probably
and
when
why?
they put it in, like the whole model, there's probably just like this big red flashing thing that comes up and goes, warning, warning. This vehicle is highly, susceptible to this particular fault. And
Yeah, why do they put their juniors on the job?
Yeah.
Because it's a piece of crap.
But look, at least it's been worked out.
No, it has. So
Yeah.
I don't care. And I've got a car sitting out the front. I got their Volkswagen, their fucking workshop car, which is half busted.
Yeah.
But
Oh, look, it doesn't matter. Get stuff.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Travel.
Because literally, what are they? Like they're what, one rung above me, barely? And what, one rung above me in debt? And they're on the
It's
edge
the
of their
overall
fucking
picture.
pants as well.
Like, is it a competition to see who owes the most when?
Deep.
That is pretty. Who passes on the most debt? Come on. Can you keep
And
your
it seems like that is the challenge at the moment.
future offspring in slavery forever? Is it possible to just keep the next 10 generations of your own offspring because of your ridiculous mistakes in the investment market enslaved to a corporation 10,000 years? Serious financial understanding.
Some people would say yes.
It's pretty hard.
Yes, I know.
Like I was saying to my young adult.
Yeah. So this,
We'll say that, the young adult.
yeah, nice. I like that, young adult. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's all good, man.
It'll come back.
We've been putting effort in.
We've
been putting the effort in tonight. We've seriously covered some really powerful fucking train topics, man.
And there's some really hard hitting shit going on. Like we've been pipe hitting tonight.
I know, right?
And we've been wigger as possible. You know, we are the white niggers of modern society. You know, and we're just like mining this shit. We mining this suffering. Okay, you be kind to us. You know, God above or God below. We've been mining this shit.
Digging deep in there, scooping it out. Yeah, man.
What it's about.
It is.
It wouldn't be cheap if we weren't covering the topics that are important.
No, that's right.
And the old current meme at the moment is the hawk, something like that. Yeah.
The hocking
chick, spit on the hockadoodle do. Get the old party started.
From what I've determined, all right, we got you. So you can just get some pretty liquidy, like just really kind of watery spit. But once you get a bit of gagging, then you get that spit from the back of the throat,
true,
right, down the throat, down the fucking
true
the esophagus,
sticky phlegm that exists.
That's and that's the best lubricant you can get, man.
Yeah,
that's
where the bones live. Down where the down where the bones live.
Jeez, man. I practice sometimes.
It is.
Just to get that up. Yeah.
Keep the numbers.
Yeah.
Really just pausing for
better out than in. Better out than in, though. You know, you don't want to you want to get that spit out. You don't want to have to.
Sometimes it gets a bit it's almost like that. I don't know if you've seen it. There's quite a bit of footage. Taylor Swift snotting out like stubborn.
No.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Yeah.
Okay.
She's had a bit of mucus because obviously she's come down with the flu again or something. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, it'd be hot and all sorts of stuff cruising around stage. Like you're gonna be shit coming out.
Are you saying that it's hot to have shit coming out of your nose? Like you thinking Taylor Swift's more hot because she's got stuff coming out of her nose?
Well, it gives me that whole alien slime queen sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been a sucker.
I don't want to return to porn right now.
I know. We're trying to keep a consistent
okay, right. You're good.
way of going. But I just thought I'd mention it.
Did I send you the video on tentacle porn?
I saw a review from Turd Plinging Monkey of some sort of tentacle fucking stick on the bathroom.
Oh no, man! I'm gonna
have to send you something.
No, there's some. Did I send you that? There's some really
special pair of underpants where you can tap the old
tentacle porn's gone like.
I know, it's like off the chart.
Yeah.
Everyone wants it. It's like sushi. Sushi is served. Octopus is in, you know.
There's like all sorts of things. Like it's like this mixture of like sort of.
This is gonna be hard to chop, bro. We've been jumping backwards in the.
Well, no, we have not.
Not really. We've been sort of trying to stay consistent.
No, I think we're pretty consistent. I think around the police thing there was. There was some
jumping going on.
There was a bit of jumping there.
But tentacle porn, Jesus.
Tentacle porn.
Off the Richter.
Yeah, no, there's a friend of mine I really got to send some tentacle porn to because they will love it. But the tentacle porn's really quite good now. Like it's not like it's a mixture of like AI generated imagery, props, like
Mm-hmm.
sort of so someone's in off
Like I
screen
said, Turd Flinging
with a
Monkey was doing a
prop, like
review.
using
I'm gonna have to
using
send
the
you it.
tentacle.
Turd Flinging Monkey was doing identical suction cup dildo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's pushing the boundary on the side. He's picking another direction. Like you see
You
now.
know,
See,
I
seeing
mean,
how fucking far he can go with the
you know,
dildo advertisement stuff because he's
yeah.
getting
Look, I mean,
sponsorship from those people to do the
so
dildo stuff. I think
I
it's
mean, I've
so
only bought one
funny.
dildo
Like
in
I
my life,
love
but
it. I love it. It's
look, I bought a
it
dildo.
is so funny.
I think when I came back from Brisbane last year, I bought a dildo. I was in the Sydney city, and I went into
Yep.
this porn store. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna buy a dildo."
Grab yourself.
So yeah, well, you
Hey,
gotta
look,
learn.
like I said, I got no,
No,
whatever.
man.
You do
You've known
what
me a
you
long
do, and I'll
time,
do
man.
what
Like
I'm
I'm doing
doing.
some
Yeah, yeah,
crazy
true.
shit, man. I'm going
Yeah,
all the way. I want
yeah,
to be all the things.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
so, you got to try it.
Hey,
I got work to do. I got work to do.
progress.
Um,
Making
and so I
progress.
thought, I was looking around. I was in the
Hmm.
store for a while. I'm looking around through the porns, like the adult store, and I'm like
True.
looking at all the dildos, and I'm thinking about
And there
different.
is selection.
Oh,
I mean,
there's a lot, man.
me
So
personally, I like the little anime man stimulator, like the
what, like
yeah,
like a little
hot
anime
pocket.
girl?
The anime hot
Ah,
pocket. And you
okay,
just
like sort of like a
bam,
small version of a fleshlight.
your favorite. Yeah, that's it.
And so she's got a
Attach
bigger
it.
mouth, and you
Yeah,
just,
yeah, and just
yeah. Oh, no, okay,
yeah,
on that level, I want
stretch out your
no,
little
man.
anime friend,
Oh
and
no, I want
give it the.
the latex butt, and it's like as if it was like in doggy position,
Yeah.
and it's got the multi-hole,
Mhm. Yeah, you can
and
have
then
whatever.
yeah, yeah, I think that would
Smash it now.
be,
You
I
got
think
the.
that would be good training. It would be a
Hmm.
good training exercise, like you'd really get yourself into like a
Well,
good
there's plenty.
rhythm, a
Like
breathing
even that's coming up
exercise.
pretty regular in the old
Because the woman, she wants like
porn
25
tube feed. You
orgasms
know what I
before
mean?
you're allowed to even have
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So, so
They got a lot of
practice.
the
You gotta practice.
materials being advertised,
They
showing
do.
it.
Like you said
They always
something on
bounce. There's
podcast.
always this. I catch my
Like it's
brother.
like
I
that's
catch
like
my
some three.
brother in the incest
Oh, TSM.
porn shit
Yeah,
going.
while I'm like stuck in
That's it.
the
Yeah, yeah. And
microwave.
I was
Yes.
pretending to be my brother's fuck me doll.
Flashlight.
You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I literally was
Oh,
watching
there's
one of those.
plenty of that shit, man.
Like
Ridiculous.
watch me
Absolutely
trick my
ridiculous.
boyfriend as he's like got the fake
Yeah.
butt and my butt next to each other in the under the bed
It's
for his birthday
terrifying.
present. Oh,
Like
it's
it's
terrifying. It's
you
just
look in
so
there and you're like,
absurd. It's actually
page,
ridiculous.
page, page. You're flicking harder to the left and right than you are on,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But curvature. Mm,
Kind of
mm.
curvature.
Well, because you've been fucking abused. Because you were genetically mutilated as a child.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
why you've got a curvature.
It's awful. Yeah.
I got a curvature because I was
Shrinking.
genetically mutilated as a
Genitally mutilated.
genitally
That's
mutilated
it.
as a
We got to get
child.
it right.
Yeah.
Not genetically.
And so
I
the
mean,
two
some of
main
us might have
tendons.
been. We might have multiple parents and shit, but we won't get into that
No, I've been
because we're
trying,
trying to stay on
but
topic.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
my tendons, like because of the mutilation, like they pulled in,
Desensitization.
and
That's it.
one of them has like
Desensitized.
pulled my dick,
That's the
man.
one.
Like, and it's like, yeah, it's
Having to
curved
whack it harder. Like.
because it was
How many
mutilated.
nails do I have to, staple through my penis so that I can feel something? You know what I mean? You got to ask yourself that question. How much of my testicles can I staple to a book so I
Hmm.
can actually feel something?
Yeah, and it's interesting. That is from the mouth of someone who knows.
We've seen it.
Because
We've been
yeah,
there.
well, I mean, I am it.
I haven't personally
I
stapled
am. No, I
my own
haven't done that,
testicles
but no, I
a board, but
understand from the
I have
perspective of
seen
like,
it and I
oh no,
realize what's
I
involved.
have seen it, but I mean, but the thing of like, yeah, so if you've been genitally mutilated as a male, and so it's, oh well, then the glands, the head of your dick would be like super like sensitive.
Oh, cool.
No, well, actually, what happens over a long period of time
So
is
they
it
get
becomes the opposite,
numbed.
numbed. Mm,
Awful.
mm. Yeah, yeah.
Degradation.
People don't get that. Oh, well, it must be so much more sensitive. No,
No.
no. It's just
Right.
dried out fucking bit of
Incorrect.
busted ass wood that's like fucking
There's
half
bullshit
bent
information.
because it's scared to fuck because
Becomes
it's
more
been
and more
mutilated. And like,
desensitized because it's
like,
exposed. It's almost
sad
like
as
a
fuck, man.
humiliation.
Yeah, it is.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Will be less because we take something away. You prepay your pound of flesh, Si, in a miniature form. Okay? By surrendering your foreskin as payment
Yes.
to this existence, you fucking bastards.
Yeah. Yahweh wanted that apparently.
Yeah. He needed it for his little, he needed the
Little
dried
fucking
up
shrine.
foreskins
Yeah.
so he could put them in a rattle and shake them. Whole series of sets of rattles of all the stolen foreskins over the ages. Some huge underground bunker where shake all generations dried foreskin.
That's right. And women, because they don't have that experience, and you talk to them, they think the opposite.
But would you also think when it comes to women, maybe those foreskins being used round up special makeup that they were dabbing on their faces to stay young? Actually, the foreskins, which was started the whole facial rejuvenation because they were young children up, adding it under, keep the ring. That's like that's a bit steep road to go down.
Fuck.
Like the whole beauty.
Sorry, I was off screen there. I just actually like
No,
put my,
right.
I put my head on the
The
table,
whole
just
beauty,
thinking. I was listening to
the
you, just
beauty
going, whoa.
industry was started on the recycling of the foreskin,
Foreskins. And
brutalized
yeah,
children.
well,
Bred just to have their foreskin products. All women.
yeah, like I accept that actually as a truth, you know. Like, what would be the rationale behind it? Like, I mean, there's a few.
Perfectly
Like one,
reasonable. Like
it is. Yeah.
that part of the penis would
What do
have
you do with
quite a
it?
bit of
Well, especially back then, you
youth in
use
it.
everything
Like
as
when you were a
everything's a resource.
child, like it would have all
They wouldn't
that
have just got rid of it.
Leftover nutrients from the
Was
mother,
Herod like
or
nibbling
from that
on them or
whole
something? You know,
little Roman treats, Babylonian treats, sitting up in
the original fucking like calamari.
the king's section of the overlooking the battles going on tonight. Christians versus the lions.
Did you Nero?
Yeah.
Did you ever hear this? That Nero took a boy, castrated him, to force him to be his wife.
That's it. He's a bitch wife.
And then when Nero was fucking
The
killed,
first of the conversions under the Roman
and when Nero
Empire.
was killed, that the soldiers and shit then took the wife,
and just raped him
until they fucking killed themselves.
Yeah. Raped until they be crazy. Them Romans, mate. Hey, and their funny ways. I'm glad I wasn't there when they were doing their funny ways.
Well, if I was me when they were doing their funny ways, they would have fucking killed me because I would have been fucking killing them, man.
Well, you did a died. Thank goodness you joined the faith when you did. Christ was there to make sure you got to get that link to the big Sky Father. I don't call him Sky Daddy because I think Sky Daddy sounds too disrespectful. Like it's like we're intimate. But Sky Father sounds more like your educated
It's a bit more
teacher.
respectful. It's got less incest,
It
more
is.
respect.
Less incest going on.
less incest, more respect.
Tapping it tonight. Oh man, magic moments. It's sort of like definitely not safe for work. I'm
No,
glad we
we've leveled
considered
up. We've
this.
fucking leveled up tonight, Em.
I know. It's all part of it. That's it. Get to that part where you can just let it out, but be disrespectfully respectful about it.
Yeah, no, we've done all right.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I can't
true.
see anything we'd be
Yeah.
cancelled for tonight.
No. Well, just banging down a couple during for religious reasons, but
Mhm.
it's difficult to keep that resolve going. But I think we've done well. We've sort of uh I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna listen to this tomorrow and go, what the fuck?
Fuck.
That's
What
what
the
I'm gonna
fuck?
go. This is brilliant. We actually went there and went bam, 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 bam. Hammering.
Well, this is season 5.
Well,
That's why,
season
man.
five,
We've got to start
Ep1.
somewhere.
We got to throw some grenades around and watch
So we got
those
to set the
motherfuckers
tone,
just
man. We got to fucking
boom,
tone,
boom,
tone.
boom. Drop them little nuggets. Do our best.
Nugs, nugs of
Nugs.
joy.
Drop the nugs, mate.
Yeah, fucking nugs, mate.
Eh.
Yeah, fucking,
Nuggety
fucking
goods.
nuggety, fucking
Scrounge tech. There's an old one.
scrounge. This, you getting a bit.
Salvage and scrounge tech. There's some nostalgia for you.
I
I heard a
uh,
noise.
oh, did you? Okay. So I figured something out. Which is like, so my, I've got a goal. One of my goals,
Yeah.
I've got a few goals. One of my goals is to promote the concept of augmented intelligence as actually what AI means over artificial augmented intelligence.
The augment is when it gets the GI and then it'll augment. We can deal with GI, we can't deal with AI. AI is still, like I said, child mode. GI comes along.
Mm. We'll understand augmented better then.
Augment.
So MKBHD was like posted this silly video about not Apple intelligence, but about Apple intelligence, and it was good. It was a good video, but
Yeah.
it was to the
Informative.
consumer. Well, it was to the consumer angle. It wasn't to the developer angle. Targeting
Sometimes
market.
it's nice to take both sides because you see what they're marketing, but they're actually selling.
And so what I thought was, I was like, oh, here's an opportunity. So I threw the opportunity in there to reference augmented intelligence. And interesting. And I got some responses. And like a bunch of likes, and then this response was like, and it was good. And it made me think about something anyway. So the response was like, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
And yeah, right. That's super interesting. And so what I'm going to start doing, I've realized from that experience, was that my first sort of like advocacy for augmented intelligence is to leverage channels that are talking about AI and just dump that in and just go and just, yeah, use it to pitch this other concept, which is augmented intelligence, and
Collective intelligence.
change the world. Change the world. You know, I've changed the world a couple of other times,
See,
and so
they can specialize, and I'm sure this is already done.
specialize.
Can like even the models had the AI assigned to it, all in
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
mini
yeah.
AI cities.
Hmm.
General intelligence would be like the what we're doing right now for AI.
Hmm.
Like it's running its own game, able to run its own game. We're telling it to run the game, and we're watching it run the game. Some results when the AI itself runs the games. Like if you don't get where I'm coming. When it creates its own game.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Like as part of the dreaming,
And then to flip.
imagining process, which they see as from us as our ability to be creative.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and so that they could, so basically,
And
because then when
most
they're
of the
doing
modern
that, because then they're
imagery
using,
is
because then they'll
based
be
on
using that to
them
set up scenarios for
having
them
their
to choose.
hallucinations over our words.
Yeah, but this
We're
is them,
providing the prompt.
this is them setting the prompt. What you're talking about
Correct.
is when,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Creating
yeah,
their
yeah,
own
yeah,
prompt.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
seeing how we behave within the prompt.
Self-prompting. Exactly.
And then we become the thing that they observe from the prompt.
True.
Mm. We should be getting onto that straight away.
Uh,
Mm.
ideas. That's it. Coming up. Modern problems, modern solutions. Isn't that what it's all about?
So,
Taking what we're given.
what? Hang on. JS Pap gifted you a tier 1 subscription, 1 month to Pirate. I've been given a subscription to Pirate Software, to Thor. That's a bit mighty.
Calling.
Hmm.
Received a calling.
So,
Golden hammer is on your head.
so I can't help myself. Each week, I keep fucking myself up with the
Yeah.
edit because I know what I need to do, but then I keep trying to optimize, and
Yeah.
the optimization takes so many hours that Sunday gets lost, and then I fuck myself up, and where I could have already finished it, and so I'm going to continue that, of course, because I can't help myself, but
It is.
yeah, well, like I've decided to. What I'm gonna do this week is to fuck myself up with. I'm gonna try. So the silence removal is good, but I really want
I did notice
these.
it was clipping me a little bit.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I saw
It's
that.
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, I
It's
noticed.
tweaking. It's tweaking.
Mm.
Because we've still got
Um,
the full footage, which I dump anyway. So.
well, the fact that it's the reason the clipping's happening. Um,
Because
I
of
think
my
I've improved
level,
that.
or is it I'm too low?
No, I think I've improved that. Oh no, what it was that it was in the older ones, so ones you've seen and you're going, oh, it seems to be clipping you.
Yeah.
You and I are both stereo.
Okay.
And then what was happening for a few of them, and so I've only just changed this, is that I hadn't figured out that the stereo mattered.
Yeah.
And so what I would do is delete one of the channels for both of us. And then what would happen is actually it would
Well, it's
things will
stamped. It's from my end. It would stamp my Razer X with um the desktop sound, like stamp those two together.
well, with the left and right channel, if I pull out one of the if I pull out half of the if I pull out your right channel and my right channel,
Yeah.
I can get us both to clip really badly.
Yeah.
And so I've now worked out I actually need to do a slightly different technique. And so when you import multi-track audio into DaVinci, there's actually a bug which has existed for like 4
Correct.
generations
Yeah. Yeah.
since
Forever.
2000, yeah, like version 16 to version 19, it still exists. And so you have to go in when you get multi-track audio and tell it, no, 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 and you need to readjust it and say this track is actually stereo, and you need to
Yep.
adjust all these settings,
Yep. Yep.
and you fix it. And once you fix it
Tweaking.
up, it
Yeah.
sounds proper, it sounds correct, like
Yeah.
it sounds good again. It doesn't
Sounds normal.
lose half of your audio
Yeah.
and clip you. So the next thing is that like the silence removal is good, but I actually really liked the duplication and and like.
Oh, the removal of that.
Yeah, from Descript,
Mm-hmm.
because it makes it sound really professional. Like we're really crisp.
Tight.
Like it's like we're actually on it
Tightens
all
it.
the time. It's not like
Toy like a toy gun.
ooh, like it's just like bang, we're saying it.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, that thing. We're actually
Mm-hmm.
saying just once.
There's no
And
pausing between the biffs.
well, it's not just the pausing, it's
Yeah.
where we might sort of say like that. Like I just did that intentionally, but where I might do something twice. Like I just did that three
Yeah.
times.
Double up
And
or
yeah, and
triple
so
up.
it'll
Yeah.
knock all that out. It'll like,
Yeah.
and
Shorten it
so
down to what it should be.
yeah, where we're not stumbling on words and things. And so I'm going to use this week, tomorrow, I'm going to use Descript to, because the reason I didn't, so the reason I stopped using Descript was because it was tedious and slow. And that if I tried to export it into Final Cut, that was a fucking nightmare. And so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take tonight's video. I'm going to run it through RECUT,
Yep.
remove all the silence. I'm going to take the 3,500 edits or whatever. I'm going to put that into DaVinci. I'm then going to use the fact that DaVinci can do a non-generational edit and just pass through the frames. And then I'm going to pass through our frames without all of the silence and make a new video with no silence. And then I'm going to actually pay some money. I'm going to put that into Descript. And then in Descript, what I can do, which didn't work in Final Cut because it was too slow, I'm then going to like run it through Descript to remove all the ums, ahs, and duplications.
Yep.
And then I'm going to output that as a secondary
File.
set of EDL edit decision list edits.
Yep.
I'm then going to put that back in again into DaVinci,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm going to cut us a second time.
Yeah.
And then that
Do
second
the
edit is the
export
one
with
that
the.
I will then work on, because that shouldn't have any generational loss.
Mm-hmm. Because you've done the
And
pre-processing.
yeah,
Yep.
and then through that, I'll then have none of the ums, ahs, or anything like that will sound super
Already
crisp,
been removed.
and I'll be able to bang it in.
Yeah.
But what I have noticed is when we get to 4 hours,
Oh, we
and
slowing
maybe,
up, bro. We slowing up because we're fucking tired.
yeah, we're
Like
tired
it's
and we're drunk. Like,
yeah.
but beyond that, like
Like
it's
I've
actually,
stopped
it's
drinking
not
too
that.
much now. I won't have any more
Yeah,
because
yeah,
like
no, because we start getting
yeah.
silly.
But
Well, not
there
silly,
will
just
be
slow. We start getting slow.
continuation of it. It's imperative. Bring out the creative nature.
Yeah, I am. I what I think I can do is though is that I can put us through that second loop, but what it will be is a non-generational edit, so we won't look
That's a carry
worse.
forward, like calling it really carry forward. Bloodbaths, reign of
Mm.
terror. Gotcha.
Do you think there's like this like point where Bloodbath's waiting for us to have like the freaking religious, like the like second level religious cones, like where we're just gonna like
Yeah. We're like
spend like an
underlings at the moment. The he who is above and in the
yes,
beyond
the
down
mighty.
on us, just laughing his head off at these two idiots just saying their shit on the internet. I mean, like, he'd be just like, oh my goodness. I would have been there talking shit too, alright?
Yeah,
He
totally.
would have. He would
Yeah,
have been
100%.
putting in his 20 cents. That's
Yeah,
what we love about Bloodbath.
yeah.
There was no place he wasn't with.
No, and I mean, I took him some places sometimes. Like I always had, I didn't. Bloodbath was one of the people who showed me that it was okay to go where it was actually not PC.
Yeah.
I remember asking him. I said, "Have you ever like actually dragged yourself across the ground to the kitchen?"
Hmm.
You don't ask a disabled person that who can't walk. Like, but he would let me ask questions like that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and we would talk about things that were hard.
Mm.
You
Difficult.
know, the difficult things, man.
Yeah. And being
Like,
straight up. That's what I
mm,
truly loved about his character.
Mm.
You want an honest answer.
Mm.
Like he'd be bloodbath honest. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like go, oh, that hurts, but
It hurts, but
damn it, like it's for someone in his position who hasn't had
mm-hmm.
huge amount of life experience, he can still say it how it is. His observation of the situation at that point.
Yes. Can you tell me about the resolution of reality? What you're
Sure.
saying there, because
Yeah.
even though he didn't have the life experience, that meant that what he had was like intense
Sufficient.
resolution
Yeah.
on the experiences he had.
Yeah. You take
Things he taught
reference
me
from.
was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
he taught me about what a full life means. A full life doesn't mean that you've got a Maserati and you've bought 3 houses.
That's
And
wank.
it,
Like you said,
yeah,
that's
all of us
accessory.
have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of us have a full life.
True.
And if your full life is living in a room and that's all you can do
Yeah.
because you can't move,
That's full life
then
for
your
you.
resolution
That.
is it, well, but your resolution, so the ultimate amount of pixels is the same, but your pixels are now dedicated to a room.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not
If
as
one fucking piece of dust
fundamental.
moves,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
You
know
know it. Yeah. Yeah.
because you can see that pixel
Cockroach
change.
crawls up and over the ceiling. You're
You can
well
see,
aware of its path and
well
trajectory,
aware. Yep. Where
and
that Maserati
ready
owner
to
has no idea.
slap it and throw it in the bin or throw it into your mouth. Either or neither neither. Yeah, yeah,
Savagery.
yeah. It,
And so this sort of like screen size versus resolution that happens with our lifespans
yeah,
and the notion of the concept of, oh, but they can't live a full life. The bloodbath lived a full life. And that full life meant that he could tell when the chair in his lounge room was moved
yeah,
5 centimeters.
correct. Because you come past to that exact same position,
Yep.
exact same
Yep.
trajectory, and
I
if he
wouldn't even
ran
know.
into it, he would know.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't even see it. I'm fucking blind.
No, well, I would see those. Like for him, I would
Of
see
course.
path. Like I
Mm.
knew his trajectory and where he was going, so
Yeah, he taught
that's
me.
where it was. Things were spaced out, so there was plenty of Danny room.
That's right. He taught me.
Yeah,
I was like, wow. And that was one thing. That was like this one thing about resolution and full lives. And the reality is of everyone lives a full life. It's the screen size versus resolution equation based on things. And someone who's like got all the things, doing all the things, man, you could literally steal an entire bottle of alcohol from the house. They wouldn't even know. They would just think they drunk it or something. Maybe it was at a party. They wouldn't even care.
he silently
Yeah, because
stuff
that's
like
a
that.
but if your reality is just like a fucking room or something like that, then you can tell if like 1 angstrom has moved.
True.
It's
Yeah,
and so we all live a full life. Don't forget that. Like if you're listening
it's
to
full
this
to our
and
parameter
it's
existing.
exactly it's totally full. Man, you remember when I was at you'd left you couldn't do it and well you moved on and not fully but like you'd moved on from that to look after someone else,
Yeah,
she who shall not be named, and and but and then I was doing some Danny work and in the bloodbath world and I remember this thing of like I remember I like my right eye got seriously injured and like I had to blind myself. I couldn't see for about 2 weeks, and I learned this next thing about life, and it was like people would often question bloodbath about oh, what's his fucking problem? Like, he just goes to the same Westfield and the same EB games. And it's like, because he knows he'll be looked after there.
yeah. What to expect?
And that was a real thing, man. When I was blind, I was sitting there and I was
You
like,
needed
I don't want to be,
consistency.
you
You needed
do.
the thing where
You need to
knew
know,
knew how many steps to take.
yeah, and that the people in that place would care about you. Because you went somewhere else, they wouldn't know you, they wouldn't care about you. And
No.
then if you were in EB games, your game dropped on the ground, they wouldn't even pick it up.
Yeah,
Where in the store you always went to, they would.
yeah. They remember you.
They remember you.
Exactly.
That's right. And so those kinds of things where people would judge him on that, like I learned to not judge because that's how I behave too.
Yeah.
You know, and
we're all a bit guilty. First opinion, first
well, and you go where you're safe.
Yeah.
You just do. Like you go to the same pub, you go to the thing, we do the thing.
The
You know, everyone would
familiarity.
judge the bloodbath, and you're like, no. And people, why doesn't bloodbath go to the party? Well, because bloodbath doesn't know the house. Bloodbath might know if he can even go up the stairs.
That's it.
Like, does anyone give a shit?
Is
And this
his
kind of
best
thing,
friend gonna have to drag him all the way up there because
no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that basically these things is, does anyone care about me? That's about it. Does anyone care about me? And will I be safe? And I think about myself, and wherever I go, I think those questions. Does anyone care about me, and will I be safe? I'm disabled as fuck. You know what I mean? Like if that's what it was, then I'm disabled, man.
True.
Yeah.
You put a lot of confidence and trust in others.
You do, and
that's what I found the most endearing quality of and Bloodbath. He did put a lot of trust in others. You know, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. That was just the kind of guy he was.
Yeah. Well, because he had no choice.
Yeah.
We pretend we have a choice.
More than likely because he had no choice.
Well, we pretend we have we pretend we have choice, but actually we don't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have choice if people care about me. The people I live with, clearly they care about me. You know, like there's been times in the last 3 years where I've been on my freaking on you know on my ass, man, and I couldn't pay the thing, I couldn't do the thing, and I wasn't on the street.
Yeah.
They fucking cared about me, man. That's the bloodbath approach, man. That's right, you know. And you know, and if they were like old and needed some help, I'd freaking look after them too, man.
Yep.
Because that's the bloodbath way.
Well, you become the fan. Part of the family.
That's right.
Go through the
I often talk about the bloodbath
together.
and what the bloodbath has taught me.
It's like chips and Pepsi.
It is like, brother, it is like chips and Pepsi, man.
You learn to get through those harder parts of life, you know. Understand the true struggle.
And you always know that Tonys have small dicks.
Oh. Because he was just saying, you know, is it cute? If your dick's cute, man,
oh my god,
definitely
that's
small. Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I don't have a cute dick.
You've entered the cuteness phase of your possible relationship. Now, I've never had mine called cute, but it's definitely weapon.
No, nor have
It's
I.
been called
No.
weapon, but you know,
Yeah,
cute.
I've had some weapon ones.
That's the friendliest weapon ever, but it's not cute. Just get it going.
No, it's not. No. Yeah.
It's pork sandwich.
So what's the middling playing these days?
Quite a bit of
Is that Mr. Bungle or is that the middling?
Bungle's in the background. Yeah.
Hey, Bungle.
Bungle motion.
Tell me one hot tip about GTA 6.
What?
Ask Mr. Bungle about one hot tip regarding GTA 6.
Can't hear you. Hang on, I got the kettle in my ear. Huh?
Can you ask Mr. Bungle to give me one hot tip about GTA 6?
Oh, hot tip from GTA 6. You have a hot tip from GTA 6. Size asking you have a hot tip. GTA 6. Do you have any hot tips from GTA 6? Yeah, fair enough.
Is he still?
Yeah. It's a milestone for gamers apparently. That's where it's going down. It's going to be a milestone for gamers.
Is he still bossing the server? GTA 5 server?
He's playing his own with other guys said patch 5M patch got like
He's been
modifications.
a he's been a he's been a he's been a he's been a server mod boss for ages, hasn't
There you go. At least 50 people, 450 people.
he? Are they Patreoning?
I guess, however, the pay thing is, I don't know. I don't know that full
Are they
background of.
Patreon or Ko-Fi?
They'd be streaming somewhere.
No, are they Patreon or Ko-Fiing you?
Patreon or Kopi for the interface. Patreon or Kopi.
Are they
What's
rewarding
their
you? Are they
payment?
tweaking your nipples? Are they tweaking your nipples, Mr. Bungle?
10x. They're usually 10x.
Oh,
Tebex.
10x.
Tebex.
TEDx. Okay.
CFX.
CFX. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
CFX. That's fucking deep, man.
And Rockstar itself, they've actually become friends.
No
Ability
way. Bungle
ability to
has
mod.
become friends with fucking Rockstar directly.
Yeah. Special friends ability.
Semi-chub.
Up to 2,000 people singles playing different roles and
Mm.
yeah, observing
Living the dream. Living the
crazy,
dream.
living the dream, man. Dream inside a
Yeah,
dream.
fucking dreaming, dream.
Yeah.
You, does he realize that he's just, powering the car battery of a universe above us?
Someone's got to stand on those. Was it do the treadmill? Got to do
Yeah.
the treadmill. Treadmill inside the treadmill. Treadmill.
Yeah. I've never
I'd feel
heard. I've
very,
never heard that there's
very.
too much meat.
This. I'll have to cook it into something to.
Oh, fried rice and
Oh, fried
scallions and
rice.
fucking. Oh my
Cooked
god,
and
fried
out from
rice,
underfoot.
scallion.
Mandela. We love it.
I actually I
Mm,
love fried rice. I love special fried rice.
I
I
do.
haven't had it in years, and
On and a little bit of
I
bacon
like
and
nasi goreng.
shrimp. Little
Oh, shrimp.
little token shrimp in there.
I wonder if I'd put on a whole kilo of weight if I ate like nasi goreng.
Probably
Yeah, I feel for Mr.
punished.
Bungle. Mr.
Punished.
Bungle's probably put on an extra kilo. Used to be nah. The other one used to be the leanest always.
Who?
The other one,
The other one.
not Bungle or Arian, but the other one always used to be the leanest.
Our Viking.
Yes, yeah, that's the one. That's what construction will do to you.
Mm.
See?
Turns you into.
Well, he was probably yeah, he's pretty cute. He was probably like a 7. Yeah. And then but he was a bit buff, so he was an 8. But then he was like doing the work, doing the freaking, yep, getting the money. So he was like a fucking 9. Right? Yeah.
Catch.
Catch. And what's happened? He caught. Simple. Mm-hmm. Mm. Have you? What do you give your nieces? Ah, do you do something for them? Do they
Yeah.
know you?
Childish credit card with
Mm-hmm.
Steam cards and
Ah, nice.
plastic Chinese throwaway.
Yeah, nice. Share a slave, you know. Psh. I might get a
I mean, the craftsmanship Children. Gated servitude.
There's this guy. He came up a bit in my feed for a while. I think I managed to get rid of him on YouTube. And he positions himself as this dude who spent like 10 years traveling through China.
Oh, there was a recent.
Hmm?
Sure.
Oh, really? Little social moment.
Heard they were doing donuts on fair flag.
Ah, in the old sort of like the old 1980s like Mercedes and just
Driven.
and Putin and that were like,
Race driven. There were memes out about it.
and they're on the trans flag or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, nice.
Team Putin. Gonna make the mini.
Yeah, you've got sort of a bald guy and a weird dude with a strange haircut. It seems a bit gay. All
Hey,
right, you know. I
everyone.
mean, do you think
Everyone to
I'm?
their own version of.
I mean, I'm seeing Putin and you know, Il Jong Kun or whatever his name might be, like having a little bit of a grope of each other. You know,
Parties.
a little bit, yeah, a
Close
little
buddy.
bit licking of the head, that sort of thing. Yeah. Tip. Yeah. You know, trying to flash a few dollars. You know, see if the camel will be like a serviced, that kind of thing. You know,
We gotta defend that region.
you do. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of enemies around. You know, just
That what
circling about.
strengthening ties is all.
Ah.
Flexing.
I've got a
Flexing.
whole, I've, I've got a whole Japanese rope tying. Yeah.
Get them hanging right.
Who was?
It's an art. Absolutely.
Do you think Putin was like hanging, you know, Kim Jong from, you know,
I
and
couldn't
just
be.
what's the Japanese rope tying? What
I'd
was it?
rather. I'd rather not.
You don't want to go there.
Well, not necessarily, but I'd
Do you think
rather not. You know,
the blubber like sort of wobbles a
seem
bit too
who
much
would
for you?
want to be the dominant.
Yeah, it's a curious question.
But it's a bit of a up on wide space. But they have a little sacred analogy.
So Putin has chosen bears over men as well.
Well,
He's a bear chooser. He's a bear enjoyer.
area the better.
He's a bear enjoyer.
Yeah, rugged.
Right. Putin.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
that.
no
You know,
wonder
it
he's
might be marshmallow in the center, but it's definitely rugged on the end.
so his whole angle is actually just to knock out the femboys. He just wants the bears. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's very Russian of him.
Oh, it's only fair.
I mean, who's going to keep you warm? You know, you want a bunch of like little like subservient bears around you, don't you?
When you're bristling,
Mm.
coats just
I mean,
rubbing
girls, they're
against you.
just not hairy enough to keep you warm
Oh,
in the fucking Siberian winter if
or
you're a
maybe
fucking
the
Putin.
werewolfish. Jumping into werewolf. Boundary.
No.
324. So many notes tonight. Hailstorm. Pushes the
Mm,
envelope.
mm. Gonna push some
The
shit, man.
most cheap zone.
Hmm.
Had a few to hung and down. Pork burger.
I'm having a plant-based golden game time. Yeah, I mean, it was actually I've been like manifesting this reality for like probably about 10 years. Golden K time was my like favorite sort of like, well, not favorite, but when I was
Up
like
there.
pretended when I pretended I could eat dairy, I didn't know that I couldn't. I did like the Golden Gate
Before
time.
the real
Mm.
training.
And so I have now like injected into reality for like 10 years or more, like straight
Training.
to have the plant-based Golden K time. And it has arrived. It arrived last year.
Phrases.
Mm. Mm.
Giving a
So we'll say when we reach about 4 hours, it's actually a little too long for me to efficiently edit. I think like between 3 and a
maybe we
half.
should do like we should cheat. Like we just get to 2 hours, cut it off and have like a part one and part two. That
Mm,
make it a bit
no, because I'll have to do that same amount of work in 1 week. Where, yeah, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Once I cut all the silence out and I do all the other things, it's quite efficient for me to edit. But somehow when it gets to 4 hours, basically the first run will take me about 2 hours and it just gets long and I start falling asleep trying to edit it. It's just not
hit the
effective. Mm. Mm. Yeah. So we're kind of reached
special
my editability limit around now.
sleep.
I just conk out. I just seriously
I just
conk
get
out,
this.
man. I just can't do it.
Oh, I get it. And like
Uh, because I'm listening to it at high speed. The
groaning,
amount of time the droning at
groaning.
high speed,
Oh,
I just fall asleep
I
because I don't edit it 1 time. I'm editing it like 2 times. Like I'm listening to us as like chipmunks, like, and so I have to be able to.
figure out when we.
It turns into a blend and like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
mush. Um,
Yeah,
which is why I haven't
10
actually
minutes of the
published last
meat
week
noodle.
because it was too much. We actually just went too long, and mm, so last week I actually have to do in 2 blocks. I finished half of it. I couldn't finish the other half of it.
Extras or gems for not safe.
But I think it's interesting, like season 5, like tonight we've got better at being able to like not lose flow while also within the conversation being really clear when we've changed topics.
Yeah, I think
We've
that's
become like
important.
professional enough, quote, air quotes, to like be able to keep rolling while going, that's a clear change in
Change
topic.
between
And
one.
yeah, so that will make it easier. Tonight will be way easier to edit than last week.
4 milestones.
Mm, 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 mm. And then I can trust the milestone.
Season 5, episode 1. Put it down stone. Blue laser beam it in stone. So
Have you watched the show Tipping Point?
heard of it.
It's absolute rubbish. Australian television, like it's copied some overseas bullshit.
Cut paste.
Yeah, yeah, cut and paste.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. They have like category questions and stuff. It was interesting sort of watching people like fail at it. No.
Oh yeah, stuff. What?
What was he asking for?
Oh,
Meat.
Dude.
Meat.
All he smells is pork.
Don't we all? Get some pork
Oh,
on your.
effing fork. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Marlo.
PHORK.
Marlo. Marlo.
Animal weeping. Attention.
Barking at someone. I'm just going to check that.
Protecting strange.
Drunk as.
Going out to whip ass.
Marlo. Come here. That's Mark. He's all good. He's all good. Leave him alone.
Guardian of the house. It's a privilege.
Guardian. Fuck that. Guardian of their own insecurity.
No Terminators are going to come through that front door.
Freaking.
You're always going to get notified.
That's right.
Or not during exit parts, but definitely when
Do you wanna
the house will be.
Come on. Have a quiet little nightcap. You're half asleep. So yeah, no man. Freaking Marlo's losing their shit. This is what you get when you're a what do they call those dogs? Doberman.
Doberman
pincer.
Government.
You know, Doberman cross Kelpie, actually. Yeah, sort of. Half. It's pretty psycho, though.
Psycho plus a little bit of psycho.
Yeah, plus psycho,
Double psycho.
It's gonna it's gonna round you up and then
and then
take your throat out for the taxes. Jewish. It's a Jewish tax dog, basically.
Oh, come on, let's not be racial.
No.
Let's remember, Jay. The letter J is only a couple of 100 years old, or less than a few 100 years old. So if we're going to say it, we're going to say Ewish.
Ewish. No, but Dobermans were German tax collector dogs. But their breeding was to allow tax collectors to. They're designed to hunt humans.
Yeah. You go over the boundary, you'll ask for two. Ask tax nail.
And the Catholic, because of Christianity and the whole like bullshit around
you better be fishing them gold
knocking
coins.
out the lenders. Yeah, the lenders. So the Christians had to pretend like, oh no, we're not into debt. And so what they did was they assigned that role to Jewish folk.
I know it's terrible.
Through Europe.
Yeah.
And so, Jewish tax collectors cruising around with Dobermans would be probably pretty likely.
Nothing like a little gnawing on the balls to get that money out
of
you.
That's
Hey?
Because the Christians couldn't they wanted to be too they wanted to pretend that
we don't want to be forceful
about
this.
Killing
yeah,
Bobo.
Bobo.
Me. 2 balls, 1 bow.
Much gnashing. Gnashing of teeth.
The Doberman.
And the getting of the gold. Just to throw the money at on the floor.
Yes, here's the money.
Have to pick up the money
while you're running.
And that's hopefully they don't let go of the dog.
Yeah.
To bite you in the ass. They can so please, doggy.
Bite your children in the ass.
Hit me in the goddamn.
Beat me in the goddamn ass.
Bam.
Well, that's 3.5 M.
It is. Should we pull the curtain?
Yeah, I could talk.
Make it easier.
Yeah, I could talk way more shit.
We could chat more.
We can do that next week.
Yeah, yeah.
We
Roll
can
it
talk
over.
more.
That'll be talk rollovers. Peaceful
Peaceful.
there.
Oh,
Show
I
though.
didn't even.
What?
I didn't talk about the meat learnings. It's
Learning of
too late
meat.
now. I'll leave it there for next time.
Come on. Put it in the
You haven't
notes.
added it.
We
You
got the
haven't
note.
added it. You haven't added any more to the
I
notes.
haven't. I've been slack.
I was slack.
My
No, I was
apology.
slack too. I was also slack. It's okay. I've been improving. I've been improving.
There was also a little bit up, but try and keep the conspiracy to the mid. More of the cheaping. I find the cheaping's more amusing than the conspiracy because some of the conspiracy, man, like it's yawn. It's doing circles now. Like
Is it?
I'm hearing shit that, like you said, like I'm telling you stuff which is 7 years old.
Mm.
Four friends are like, fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. What the
and
fuck?
then what are you giving us old news? And like I'm hearing shit now about the whole UFOs and things on the moon. People saying this mass is wrong and that mass is right and blah 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 blah. 3 bags full, right? Which was the same crap that they were peddling fucking, 40, 50 years ago. All right, and it's like it's getting old. Get real. Glad we were able to change it up a bit rather than having to rely on the old new interpretations of the human
It
the
is.
human condition. Put it down to
So
that.
have you watched any kaiju?
No, but I've been watching a bit of the I will jump into that eventually,
Oh,
but yeah,
fucking
just catching up on some other shit that I wanted to watch on Punchy. But
tonight's gonna
totally
be.
enjoy, totally enjoy. I know you're. I can tell you're almost keen for me to shut it off so you can.
No, 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 no.
No, no.
Kaiju is like still two like an hour and a half away, man. Like
Yeah.
I'll be
So
lucky to
you,
even be awake.
yeah, yeah. Gonna watch it later though.
Is 1 hour and 10 minutes away. So the main character has now like revealed self, and
The full reveal of.
no man, no man, Demon Slayer. I don't know if you've got into it, but Demon Slayer,
I've watched a few of them. Yeah.
Kimetsu no Yaiba, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Really good.
it's really good.
Yeah.
And the last season, the end one was just so powerful. Like fuck, no, the last season actually, which is the uh sword village, like sword maker village arc or something like that.
Yeah.
Like it was um like you could just watch the entire thing in one hit. It was just so brutal,
Yeah.
just brutal. And yeah, not like sort of Parasite brutal, but just sort of
No,
and
no Ninja Scroll kind of, or similar to Ninja Scroll.
yeah, yes,
Ninja.
Ninja Scroll, but without the vaginas, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like,
Excellent.
yeah,
Sounds cool.
yeah, and uh, and but the main character, like what the okay, it's very not mentioned, but I think one of the things I'd have to say would be Tanjiro, the main character, seeing them from the first episode to now,
Yeah.
you rarely see like a character development in a physical way. You
Yeah.
might see them sort of like in a sort of the way they talk to people or handle themselves, but literally, man, this dude is just like made of boulders. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like in the beginning, he wasn't, and
Yeah.
now he
But
is
he's
like
been
a
honed over the period of the.
beast, man. He's
Yeah.
like muscles
Well, it's
hanging
sort
off.
of similar to the other one that I was watching with the superhero academy or whatever it was, where um
Uh,
the
um,
young fella had no powers, but the superhero could give powers from each one of his hairs and passing down the legacy, and he becomes like this fully buffed.
oh, what's that? Because it's not. I thought at first it was maybe magical index, but it's not.
Might have been on the
What
special offline friends
academy?
edition. Yeah, I'll find out the name of it. All right, I better put the closer up. Hey. around this time.
No. We can keep
Up
talking our
comes
own
the end
crap
of it.
afterwards, man.
We can talk. Yeah. Another successful stream.
Very successful. Bravery
Much
was
much bravery and much
Woo!
putting it out there. I mean, if the universe wants to hear it, and I think some of them universe. So let it.
Yeah, and there was a whole bunch of stuff about Palestine I didn't even mention.
Well,
like, wait till I get into the climate.
Oh,
wait till I get, because the next thing is we're about to enter into a next realm of climate change refugees.
Oh, I know.
And if you want to know what's going to happen to you as a climate change refugee, it's happening right now. You're going to get killed the fuck off. That's what's going to happen.
Reduction.